we're gonna have a fight today after school. 3 o'clock in the parking lot. You try and run, I'm gonna track you down. You go to a teacher, it's only gonna get worse.
Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. Your leader in sports in the Inland Empire.
The Riverside.
Now, here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Oh, man, it is happening today. Today is the day. I love the first round of the NFL draft because there's so much suspense and mystery. And right when you think you've figured it all out, it all goes out the window. I'm Pep Fernandez. That's Jeff Gorham. Greg Hollow holding it down. Jeff, are you as excited as me, or are you just like, eh?
I'm excited for the first 5 picks, really. At first 10. But I'm really excited because, hey, I have Avengers Infinity War.
Oh, that's
after
right,
the show.
tonight.
And you know what I was thinking as I'm just came in my head. Boom! And sometimes it works when it comes to my head.
Booyaka. What?
You know, we have the draft. We have the NFL draft.
We do.
Let's say if we were to draft the Avengers, who would you draft as your number 1 pick? That's not a bad thought.
Oh, man. Wow. I'd probably go Thor.
You'd go Thor?
I think so.
Yeah, Thor. See, I would either go Thor
Or Black Widow.
Black Widow, just because you could look at yourself in the mirror, or what?
Well, she'd be on my team.
Right?
If we're drafting, she'd be on my team.
I thought maybe if you were, her. I would love to be her. I'd look at myself in the mirror all day long. No, you know what I would go with?
Who would be your number 1 pick in the Avengers draft?
Captain America, my man.
I love Cap. Don't get me wrong. I love Cap.
Or Doctor Strange, and I'll tell you why. Doctor Strange was a smart guy. Remember, he was super smart.
Well, I kind of remember because I tried to watch the movie, and I was like, oh, this is way over my head. I'm getting lost. He's bending things and time travel and all.
He's a genius.
He was fighting that bad guy and repeating the same sequence over and over, and I'm like, I don't get this.
Is that the one where the time stops?
The time continues.
Stops,
he could reverse it.
I seen the ending of it. I wasn't.
It's a really, I'm telling you, he's a genius to begin with. He was a surgeon.
So who's your number 1?
I'm going to go Captain America.
Cap. Everybody
definitely
loves Cap.
And then, you know who I'd draft number 2? The Hulk.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with him.
Because he's a genius, too. And he's a genius, and he's a hardy fighter.
You got the brains, you got the bronze. He's actually kind of funny, too.
Yeah, Hulk.
When he can control his rage, like in Thor Ragnarok, he was actually kind of funny. He was controlling the Hulk.
I would have, and then I maybe would have to go Thor, because Thor's good looking. You gotta get that good looking dude.
Super powerful.
He's like a quarterback. Thor's, huh? That's for Carla as well. Yeah, but Thor's like a good quarterback. Would you agree?
Yeah,
he got that quarterback look.
The guy, he's the big man on campus. He makes all the big plays. Everybody knows who he is. He's good looking. He goes out with the head cheerleader.
He could be a tight end. He could be like a Gronk, because Captain America really is the quarterback.
Captain America's squeaky clean. I think
the
Thor's a little rough around the edges.
Yeah, Thor's definitely like a Gronk. He's out drinking.
Thor is the Gronk.
Yeah, he's the Gronk of the team. And then, your cheerleaders, you can't go wrong if you had to draft cheerleaders. I have to go, and there's 2 really smoke. Those 2, Natasha Romanoff, that's Black Widow. Natasha Romanoff.
No, that's
that's her.
Is it Scarlett Johansson?
Yes, that's
her name in the movie. Oh,
yeah, come on, man. And then
comic book guy,
the Scarlet Witch. She's smoking hot.
Yeah, what's her name?
She's the twins. Those Kate and Ashley Olsen's sister. Did you
know?
Oh, yes, she is.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen from Full House?
Yes, that's their younger sister.
It is?
Yes, isn't she a beauty?
I had no idea.
Yeah,
where is Mary Kate and Ashley? I'm just curious.
They're billionaires. Doesn't matter where they are right now.
I guess no.
They're on San Tropez right now, sunning themselves with their millions they made off of those goofy TV shows.
So when the NFL draft's going on and you're sitting there in Avengers Infinity War, are you going to be that guy in the studio to get your phone out and see who's getting picked, or you just say, forget it, when I get out of the studio, I'll look at all the picks, see what I missed?
Okay, yeah, this is what I've done. Tonight, or earlier this morning, I put on the TiVo. Do they still call it the TiVo?
The TiVo, yeah,
sure. The TiVo.
The DVR?
The DV, that's it. I DVR'd the draft. So I won't talk to anybody once I get out of the movie theater. I'll get out at like 10:30. I'll drive home, and then I'll watch the first round in its entirety. I'll fast forward via the DVR.
Because some of these big names that we've been talking about, I got a feeling someone's going to fall. Like, we might go off the air at 6 p.m. right here on Fox Sports IE, And there's going to be some big names still lingering out there. Some guy who has not heard his name called, and he's going to be out there. And you're going to be in the movies.
Well,
I'm going to be loving it.
I just want to see we're going to see the dominoes really fall on those first 5 picks. It's all based on the quarterbacks, which quarterback goes. And then if there's somebody like Sam Darnold, say he goes to the 2nd or 3rd or 4th or 5th pick, there's going to be guys jockeying to get him. There's going to be everybody in the world is going to try to get that draft pick. Because, you know, the Giants, who are the Giants going to get? If Darnold's available, who do you – I mean –
you have to go quarterback maybe, right?
You almost have to if the best available player, but you need that running back. You need Saquon.
You do. If Eli Manning's still your guy for a couple of years –
then you have to go
running back.
Yeah, because they do have the pieces. They got a good receiving core, and it'd be nice to have a good running back as well. So, yeah, it's just a weird thing. We'll find out in the 5 o'clock hour, though.
Well, let us jump straight into the NFL draft here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We're brought to you by our friends at Spoiled Quick Quality Oil Change. You'll be spoiled by great customer service and the lowest prices. The wiper blades, the oil change, they do it all with a smile. They'll get you in and out in a real quickly. Get back on the road.
So on the road.
You can get to your NFL draft party. You can get to the Avengers Infinity War movie, whatever you got going on. But you got to go to Spoiled.
Yes.
So the buzz today going into the NFL draft is that Josh Allen or Baker Mayfield, and maybe more so Baker Mayfield, will be the number 1 pick to the Cleveland Browns, which, Jeff, goes against everything we've heard leading up to this point, because it has been Sam Darnold the whole way. Now that we are hours away from the first pick, all these rumors are swirling that the Browns want Baker Mayfield, and the second choice, I guess, would be Josh Allen, that they're still deciding. What do you say about that?
I think it's all a big ruse, and I think it's a ruse because the Browns, for the first time, they haven't made any headlines other than they're 1-31 the last 2 years?
They've won 1 game in 2 years.
So, 1-31. Not a whole lot of buzz there. I think that the general manager is being tight-lipped because it's creating a buzz. We're talking about it. Everybody's talking about who they're going to take, who they're going to take. I still think Sam Darnold will be the first pick. I just think it was all a big ploy to make these other teams below think about swapping picks, because remember, they got the 4th pick as well. It's pretty smart if they can keep it quiet and they go against the grain, or they stick with what they originally had hoped for, which is Sam Darnold.
I think it's all smoke and mirrors too. It's the day of the draft. Even on the eve last night, I was checking out all the websites and all these rumors coming out that Baker Mayfield is the pick for the Cleveland Browns. I'm like, come on. Listen, Sam Darnold's been the guy the entire time. And now all of a sudden, these rumors are coming out that Baker Mayfield's going to go number 1 to Cleveland, and Josh Allen might be the only other guy rivaling Baker Mayfield as the number 1 pick. I think it's just Cleveland trying to get everyone else off their scent. And now everyone following Cleveland at 1 is scrambling. I know they have their big boards, best available, who's left, their needs, at what position. But if Sam Darnold does not go number 1, it's going to throw a huge wrench into everything else. I don't believe it. I think he's still the number 1 pick. I think he's still the guy for Cleveland. I think he's always been the guy. I think they're just not showing their cards. I mean, you don't put your business out there for everyone to know. We don't do it here on the Inland Sports Show. Amazon doesn't do it. All these big companies who are highly successful, they don't do it. You think, well, they are the Cleveland Browns. So, but I think in general, I don't think that they would just say, hey, here's our plans. This is what we're going to do. It's down to Baker Mayfield or Josh Allen. No, I don't know where that leaked from. I think it's a non-story. I think if in this case, where there's smoke, there's fire. Not in this case. I think it's always been Sam Darnold.
Okay, and I'm going to even take one further from you. I don't think Josh Allen and I don't think Baker Mayfield is going to be the second quarterback selected in tonight's draft.
You think it's going to be Josh Rosen?
I think just like it was at the beginning of this entire draft talk, remember they said it was going to go Darnold and Rosen and everyone else. I think we haven't heard a lot about Rosen the last couple days. We've heard a lot about Baker Mayfield. We've heard a lot about Josh Allen. And those are for things that they've done off the field. Baker Mayfield's antics, they think he's too cocky. And apparently Josh Allen's issues with the Twitter the last 24 hours, I still think Josh Rosen will be a Jet.
Well, funny you bring that up because Josh Allen is a guy that they dug up old tweets. Like he was, 13?
14
years old. And some of his tweets were kind of salty, and they said inappropriate, but they dug him up the day of the draft. Hey, guess what we found?
It's really fishy. We saw it a couple years ago with the guy who was smoking out of a
Oh, that's right, the mask.
Yeah, the mask.
Yeah, who was that guy?
No.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but remember that came out 10 minutes before the draft, and he was sitting in the draft room, and he had no idea the entire world was talking about him. I think the same situation. I think that we're going to see. I'm telling you, I think Rosen is going to be the third pick.
Wait, yesterday you didn't have Rosen at number 3 to the Jets.
I did not. But
I had Rosen at number 3 to the Jets.
But I am a firm believer now. I think it's going to be Rosen going to the Jets. That's my own thoughts. I think it goes. I think that Saquon Barkley goes 2, and I think Rosen goes 3.
Well, we're going to find out in about 2 hours how the top 3, the top 5, how this is all going to pan out. What I like, again, a reason I like Baker Mayfield, again, he's no criminal, but he is a little cocky. He's a little brash. He's rough around the edges, but that's okay. Sometimes I like my quarterbacks like that. Johnny Manziel's a little too wild for me. He was too Gronkish. He was too much like Gronk for me. Baker Mayfield's just cocky, and that's okay in my book. Did you see that he recreated the picture of Brett Favre on draft day? So picture Brett Favre, a young Brett Favre.
Oh, I saw it. It's awesome.
Jean shorts, ugly picture, early 90s hair, white T-shirt tucked in his jean shorts, people standing all around, a huge, bulky cell phone that Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell would use. Funny picture. Baker Mayfield recreated that picture with his friends. I think that's awesome.
It was awesome, but did you see it? If you looked closely at the picture, and I looked at it today, I was sitting there and I compared the two. There's a big bumper sticker above Brett Favre's. You can't really see what it says. But in Baker Mayfield's, it says, "I love the Cavs."
Oh, really?
Yes. So giving it out a little shout out to Cleveland, saying
LeBron.
So LeBron, maybe because the Browns.
He might go to the Browns.
Yeah, so I think that was the hint that he wanted to be the number 1 pick.
See the game last night?
Yes, I did. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
That's a good one right there. LeBron James. I think the NBA is rigged for that guy. Yep. Rigged.
Yep. They want LeBron, just like the Lakers.
Oh.
Lakers, LeBron. The NBA has an agenda. We'll get to that.
Oh, that agenda's been. We've seen it before with LeBron.
Well, if Baker Mayfield wants to go to Cleveland, again, my conspiracy theory is he still might. They might take Sam Darnold at number 1, which I still firmly believe. Don't click on those headlines that say Baker Mayfield's going number 1. But if they say Baker Mayfield's going to the Browns, I still might believe that because he could go at 4. Double up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Double up. Get 2 QBs. You just never know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, could you trade the same day after you make the pick? Can you do that in the NFL? I know in the NBA there's stipulations. If you take the person, you have to wait. Can you trade after you signed them? That's the big, or after you've selected them. That's the big question. I don't see the Browns doing 2 quarterbacks, but you never know. They are the Browns.
Could be a real Brown move. The other team that's kind of getting a little bit of run on draft day, and I'm sure that things are going to heat up in a big hurry. The Green Bay Packers have been rumored trying to move up in the first round. So Green Bay, I mean, they've got their quarterback. They've got the running back, Jamal Williams, the pride of Summit High School in Fontana. He's emerging as a star in the NFL. They got Kenny Clark on the defensive line, but they still have some needs to compete in the NFC. So there's a lot of talk right now that the Packers are trying to move up in the first round. We'll see if anything goes down before that first pick with the Cleveland Browns around 5 p.m. here local time on the West Coast. College football news, and we talked about this guy yesterday, that Blake Barnett has it all. Beautiful wife. She's a model. She's a pro surfer. Has his first baby, a boy. I think his name's Brooks, I want to say. Great life. He was at ASU. In fact, he already graduated. Now he's trying to be a grad transfer. He's leaving ASU, the great Blake Barnett from Santiago High School. And the first school he's going to look at, he's going to visit the University of South Florida. That's Division I. That's a pretty good team, the Bulls down there. Their head coach is Charlie Strong, formerly of Texas. So Blake Barnett is on the move because I think he found pretty fast that he's not going to be the guy at Arizona State. So now he's going to go try to find a spot where he can play at the D1 level. Because, again, as Josh Rosen said, Blake Barnett was supposed to be the #1 pick in the NFL draft someday. He still might be.
He's just going to have to take a little longer route.
He already has his degree. He's a grad. He's going to be a grad transfer. So,
see, my big thing is, and I do like him. I think he's a great quarterback. He's one of the best ever out of the area. He's going to play Division I as a grad transfer. He's going to play 1 year. And I think you and I talked about this. I would love to see him. I mean, skill and talent always prevails. I think if you're a good player, you're going to be seen by the NFL scouts if you're that good. If you're not an NFL guy, why wouldn't you maybe go to a Redlands, get 2 years out of it, or a smaller, D2 school? You get 2 years instead of 1, and you get to learn the system and kind of get back in the rhythm. He hasn't played football in a long time.
I love the U of R, but if he goes there, he's basically saying, I'm not pursuing the NFL. I think in his mind, he thinks he's still a high caliber Division I NFL draft pick.
Well, I don't know if that's the case. So look at Josh Allen. Josh Allen came out of nowhere, wasn't recruited by anybody, yet he's found his way through Wyoming to go play. Is going to be, a millionaire in the NFL. I don't see why Blake Barnett couldn't just, scouts have seen him play a skill set. They know he can throw. Why not play 2 years at a smaller school, throw 1 million touchdowns, gain that confidence? We saw the guy at Eastern Washington 2 years ago transfer to Washington to play for them. If you recall, he was the starter. So, and he was a grad transfer. He went from a Division II or Division I AA school to a Division I school, and he was great. So I don't see why, he probably won't do it. But Blake Barnett, if you're listening, go to the University of Redlands, go to a smaller school, get those 2 years, get that playing experience, because you're only going to have 1 year left to play if you go D1.
He won't. He's going to go D1. He's still holding on to that dream to make it to the NFL. There's no way. As much as that'd be awesome, there's no way.
I would love to talk to him. Maybe we can get him in studio.
You're going to persuade him?
I want to just ask him.
Bulldog?
He just hasn't played much football. I mean, he hasn't played much since
in like 2 years, basically.
Well, he hasn't
or even
played,
at Alabama, he didn't really play that much.
He hasn't played since high school. The guy's going to waste 4 years of his life. Play. Go somewhere where you're going to play. Every snap.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Ken's Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire, taking care of all of your sporting gear needs. And they do all the Letterman's jackets. Check them out. Ken'sSportingGoods.com over there in Horsetown, USA. If you'd like to sponsor, it's easy. All you got to do is shoot us an email. inlandsportsshow@gmail.com. When we come back, more NFL draft talk. Who's going to go in the top 5? What are the Raiders going to do? What are the Chargers going to do? What about the Rams? Oh, they don't even have a pick. We'll talk about that. We'll be back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have. It's most important to us to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cahelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Cucamonga Quakes.
Hey you, get your damn hands off her.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're brought to you by our good friends at Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. We love you, Ray Bass. He played at Hawaii and he played at San Diego State. Big-time football star. Now he's training up athletes of all levels and all sports at Boost Performance Training in Corona. Go to boosttrainingsystems.com. Make sure you follow Boost on Instagram and Twitter as well. The strength and speed class is there, and the first one is always absolutely free. So we're talking a whole lot about the NFL draft today. Jeff, I don't think we'll see as many twists and turns and suspense and just jaw-dropping moments in the NFL draft since the TV show Lost.
No.
I think that's why I love it so much. Lost, right when you thought you figured it out, they throw you a curveball, and you're like, this doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. Where are they going with this? I feel like tonight's NFL draft will be like that Lost TV series. It's going to be wacky. It's not going to make any sense with lots of surprises.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely in for some surprises. They've kind of made this is like a movie premiere. It's getting bigger and bigger every year. They're going to have it in Los Angeles in the next couple of years. They'll have the draft every year here in LA. You and I could go if we'd like. But this year they're going to be they're in Dallas. They're going to be doing it in front of Jerry Jones, the home of Jerry Jones.
The Palace.
There's going to be a lot of booing. I bet you $1 million every time Roger Goodell steps on that stage.
Oh, of course.
They're going to boo him mercifully.
I remember last year my wife's like, why are they booing him? That's not very nice. And I'm like, nobody likes him.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, he gets more grief than any other commissioner of any other sport. But
you know what? Doesn't he make like $25 million a year?
Oh, he makes more than that.
Like I don't feel very bad for him.
I want to say he's probably making close to $100 million. He's making more than anybody. Not even close. But yeah, I think there is going to be a lot of twists and turns. And like you said, like the island of Lost, we're going to see a lot of things that are going to shake our head.
You're going to say, what is going on here? I don't understand. I don't get this. Why did they do that? What happens next? I think we're going to be saying all those things, just like watching that darn TV show that drove me nuts. I think the NFL draft's going to unfold like that tonight, at least in the first round with all these big names being shuffled around. And again, I still believe, and Jeff, I think you still believe that Sam Darnold is still going number one. Don't click on those links that say Baker Mayfield reportedly the pick for the Browns at number one. He might go to the Browns at 4. I'm just saying, I like the conspiracy theories, but not at number one.
No, and they've been too enamored with him for so long. It's, the owners have wined and dined the parents. They followed him. They went to his draft. They went to his college workout. They went to the combine. They really have followed him around, and he's the safe bet. He's the most, he's got a good arm. We've seen him. He's played with a great team at USC. He's been successful. The big question I have is the next guy across town, Josh Rosen. He hasn't played with guys. A lot of people. I'm high on Josh Rosen because I don't think he played with the horses.
Are you telling me the Bruins stunk? Are you telling me UCLA didn't have dudes?
They did not have dudes last year, and he was running for his dear life. But one thing you can say about Sam Darnold is he turned the ball over quite a bit. That could be the question mark on the back of the Browns front office. But still, what do they expect? They're 1-31 the last 2 years. Just pick the man. Pick the man. The guy you were sticking with the whole time. Baker Mayfield might be more ready, NFL ready, because he's
played a lot.
He's played a lot. He's a Heisman.
He's won a lot of big games.
And you look at what he's done. He was a walk-on in 2 different universities. He was a walk-on that became the Heisman Trophy winner.
He's got a chip on his shoulder, for sure.
A chip on his shoulder to the point where I think he could be the best player in the world because he wants it. You can tell the guy wants to be good.
I've heard he's been compared to either the low end would be Case Keenum, because Case Keenum's not a real big guy, but he has a big arm.
Big arm.
Kind of like the same stature, same size. The upside, don't get me wrong, I don't think he's anywhere near Drew Brees. But they're stature-wise, size-wise, arm strength-wise, like Drew Brees would be the high end. Although I don't think he's going to be Drew Brees, and he might be a little better than Case Keenum. I think maybe he'll be in the middle.
I think he's more of a Russell Wilson type quarterback. Very mobile. He's aggressive. He's not worried about getting his head knocked off. The guy's he's an aggressive ball player. Baker Mayfield is a fun guy to watch. He's dynamic. We've seen him, like I said, he shredded that Ohio State defense, which was comparable to the Browns defense. If you were to play him right now, I think
now Ohio State's defense is pretty close to an NFL defense. Between Alabama and Ohio State, that's about as close as you're going to see to like a professional defense.
So yeah, I think Baker Mayfield is the most NFL ready, but I don't think the ceiling is as high as we see with Darnold, Allen, Rosen. I think the ceiling for those guys is much higher. I think Baker Mayfield has almost hit that ceiling. Athletics, he's small. His athletic ability, I just think he might have reached that ceiling.
Well, that's why the NFL draft is so much a roll of the dice. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these guys are being drafted on potential. Not where are you at right now, but where do we see you at in 2 or 3 years? I mean, because look at even Aaron Rodgers. He slid down the draft. He sat behind Brett Favre for a couple years. I mean, who knew that the Green Bay Packers were sitting on a gold mine with Aaron Rodgers? So I'm not saying Baker Mayfield or Josh Allen or Sam Darnold, any of these other guys are going to be one of the greatest of all time like Aaron Rodgers. But if you give them a little bit of time and you see that potential and you're looking at the big picture, not like, hey, we need you to start day one. You need to be the man day one. I mean, the Browns have Tyrod Taylor. Whoever they draft will probably sit for a year anyways, unless Tyrod's like really bad and they're like, whatever, Sam Darnold, just take the ball, just go for it. But they're drafting on potential. Where do they see this quarterback getting them ultimately in the end?
Yeah, it's a tough decision, but we're going to see some strange things. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about was that number 2 pick. We've already penciled in Saquon Barkley. We've already penciled him in. He will be a
but. Is there a big butt coming?
There is a big butt.
There's a huge butt coming.
What if the Giants have been pulling wool over our eyes the entire time as well? Because they've said they're going to go with the running back, that they're going to stick with Eli Manning. What if they just throw us a curveball and say, we're not going to stick with Eli Manning, and we're going to go quarterback?
The only way the Giants would do that, in my estimate, is the NFL is a quarterback's league, right?
It is quarterback-driven league for sure.
If you don't have at least a manager back there, I know people always like to point to Trent Dilfer. He's kind of like the poster boy for managing at quarterback. But if you don't have a star quarterback, you're not going to get very far. B, this is like a two-prong answer here. A, it's a quarterback league. You need to have a star quarterback. B, running backs don't last that long.
They do not.
You might get them for a good 5 years, right? At the most, maybe like a good solid 5 years. But a quarterback, a.k.a. Tom Brady, Drew Brees, look at these guys playing deep into their 30s. Tom Brady's 40 years old. If you find your franchise quarterback, you could have this guy for 15-plus years. A running back might only be 5, and I feel like you could still find a good running back in the later rounds. It doesn't necessarily have to be the number 2 overall pick if you think your franchise quarterback is out there.
Well, there's a couple things that I was kind of looking over the draft here. Well, who needs a quarterback? The Denver Broncos.
They have Case Keenum, but he's not going to be there forever. And he's not a superstar. He's good. He's kind of like that Trent Dilfer, right?
Yeah.
A game manager. But he's good. He is good.
Let's just say, hypothetically, there's an offer for an Eli Manning in a trade. And you move up in that draft, you send Eli Manning, you get a quarterback, and that you get that. New York goes and gets that second pick. If Sam Darnold is if he is on the board, and they go Baker Mayfield, why would you not get the best quarterback in the draft? Why would you not? And then you just say, hey, sorry, Saquon Barkley, we've got to think about it. You got Odell Beckham Jr. You want a good quarterback. You maybe ship him off. Maybe Denver. Think about it. There's a Manning connection there anyways.
Yeah, there's already one Manning there. And they're really good with Peyton.
And they already have the 5th pick. So if that 5th pick goes, Saquon Barkley could drop to that 5 spot. They could get a quarterback and Saquon Barkley.
And if you think about it, if you look at the history of the Broncos, they've had some really good running backs.
Yes.
When I think of the Broncos.
Terrell Davis.
Yes, Terrell Davis. I mean, even guys who maybe weren't household names, but they were really good running backs.
Serviceable, great running backs.
If you take out John Elway and Peyton Manning, Denver's had some pretty good quarterbacks. But when I think of the Broncos, I think of their running game. I think of defense, and I think of the running game. If they could somehow hit a home run and get a quarterback in training to Case Keenum and Saquon Barkley, that would be like the stars have lined up and the Broncos got exactly what they wanted. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen. I still think the Giants are going to take Barkley at number 2. But if for some reason Sam Darnold is available at 2 and the Giants take him, all of these other NFL teams are going to be scrambling, including the Broncos, and they're going to think, what are we going to do now? Because we are a running back team.
Exactly. And I'll tell you what, if New York decides to select a quarterback, that means that they are looking to move Eli Manning because they can get a backup to Sam Darnold. They can get that guy. They can get that.
They have him.
Yeah.
Did they get, who was it? Was it Geno Smith?
They have, yeah. They have.
At least he's been around. I mean, he's not great.
They have that guy to train for a year with Sam. I'm just telling you, if they decide to go Baker Mayfield 1, Darnold's going to be on the board.
Oh, I love this stuff.
And that's just my personal thought. I mean, you could get a running back and a quality quarterback in Denver like that.
It's going to be like Lost. I picture myself sitting on the couch with a bowl of popcorn and thinking, what is going on? I don't even understand this anymore. I thought this was happening. Why is that going on now? I have a feeling it's going to play out like that. Oh, I do.
Now you're going to hear about it.
Got lots of problems. And it's just going to get real messy and ugly after 5 o'clock here on the Inland Sports Show. I can feel it, but I love it. I love this time of year. The Raiders pick at number 10, because remember they lost the coin flip with the 49ers. Yes. So the 49ers are at 9. The Raiders are at number 10. They have Derek Carr. They've got Cooper at receiver. They've got Khalil Mack. Curious what the Raiders are going to do.
Sharice Wright.
Sharice Wright.
We're good.
You guys are good. Raiders are good.
Whatever.
Maybe a running back.
Maybe a kicker. You need another
kicker. Kicker in the first round.
Sebastian Janikowski.
You do need a kicker.
Seahawks need him.
Oh, and you know what? They let the punter go too. King.
Oh, he was the greatest.
Yeah, he was wacky.
Did you ever see that guy's YouTube?
No. He has YouTube
he's got a great YouTube channel. He does all kinds of trick kicks. It's impressive.
It is?
Oh, it's one of the best things.
Well, they let him go. He's kind of a head case, isn't he?
Yeah, he's kind of a head case.
So was Sebastian, though. He was. Well,
punters and kickers are all nuts.
Yeah.
But, yeah, my son Connor was looking at YouTube, and he's like, Dad, you got to see this. He does all kinds of great tricks. It's awesome.
Didn't he sign with somebody?
I believe.
I think he signs with somebody recently. We'll see what the Raiders do at number 10 in the first round. The Chargers will pick at number 17. They need help at linebacker. I was kind of reading up on him. They need help at linebacker, but I'm curious if Lamar Jackson, the quarterback out of Louisville, the Heisman guy, if he's still around at 17, would they select him and, again, be the heir to the throne that Phillip Rivers currently sits in? So they're at 17. The Rams don't have a first-round pick because made that big deal for Jared Goff, and it looks like that's paid off because Jared Goff now is a franchise quarterback for Los Angeles. When we come back on the Inland Sports Show, since it's NFL Draft Day and we love football here on Fox Sports IE, we're going to talk a little high school football as well. You will not believe one of our local Inland Empire teams has the toughest non-league schedule I've seen in a long, long time. We want to see what you guys think, too. We'll talk high school football when we come back and more on the NFL Draft. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I think that's my passion because I've done it. I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and help them reach their athletic potential, help them, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, in terms of speed, power, strength, agility.
focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny.
Because we said there is a huge but with this NFL draft. We're saying this is going to happen, and we think this is going to happen, but there's a huge but out there.
There is a huge but, and it's, red beans and rice don't mix you. Yeah. Remember that?
So everything we said, the huge but is, but we still think Sam Darnold's going number one.
I do. I believe
to the Cleveland Browns.
I believe it.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're proudly brought to you by our good friends at Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. We know you drive right past it. Pop on in there, see what kind of special they got going on where you can buy, trade, and finance. So they make it super easy for you. They don't want you to have a headache. Car shopping experience at its best. Lowest prices. You can call Derek Catalano directly at Catalano Motors and save thousands. What are you waiting for? CatalanoCars.com. Jeff, have you been to Fireball, California?
I have driven through Fireball, California, and that's about it. What's in Fireball, California?
Nothing. It's one of those places, and I say this affectionately, it's a place that you stop and get some fast food and use the restroom. You know what I mean? It's one of those places.
It's like Buttonwillow.
Buttonwillow's another Fireball. It's one of those small little sleepy towns on I-5, because once you get over the Grapevine and before you hit quote-unquote Northern California, there's a long stretch of not much. And that's okay. I used to live up there. Those are my people. But it is what it is, and there's not much. So we were talking about Josh Allen, the quarterback out of Wyoming. Where was Josh Allen from? I asked you, I'm like, Jeff, where's Josh Allen from? What state is he from? We weren't sure. We just knew he was from some small town somewhere, right?
Well, he's definitely from a small town, and he's from Fireball, California. It's a small town 40 miles west of Fresno.
So it's up there in the San Joaquin Valley. It's a very little town. In fact, I've been to Firebaugh. I used to cover teams in the central section because that's, Firebaugh's lumped in there with the Fresno schools and the Clovis schools and the Bakersfield schools. Firebaugh's Division 5. That's like the last division, the smallest division in the central section. So if it was here in the southern section, it would be like Division 13. That's our smallest least division. That's what he was playing in. And then Josh Allen went the JC route, just like Aaron Rodgers, but he went to Reedley College, which is another place in the middle of nowhere up there in the valley. And then he barely made it to Wyoming. I mean, he's kind of a rags to riches story. He basically came from nowhere.
Yeah, came from nowhere, went to another, like you said, Reedley Community College, where, he wasn't recruited even there because no one wanted to go to Reedley and check out these guys.
It's the middle of nowhere.
He had a couple looks. Eastern Michigan and Wyoming were the only two schools that offered him a scholarship out of the community college.
Because they probably thought, who is this guy?
Exactly.
From Firebaugh and Reedley College? Like, who is this guy?
And then Eastern Michigan withdrew their scholarship offer when they found out he took a trip to Wyoming. So he
had to go to Wyoming.
He only had one spot to go to in Wyoming. And I'll tell you what, he wasn't even on their depth chart at Wyoming. They liked him. They thought he'd be a good player. His first year, he played 2 games, and that was it. And then this is his junior season, which, he was at Reedley for 1 year, goes to Wyoming his sophomore year, doesn't play very much, but his junior year, the guy goes off and throws for over 3,000 yards in the college level. He has a 56% percentage rate where completions. And the guy is just amazing. He threw 28 touchdowns to 15 interceptions. So the guy is amazing, can throw the ball, and he's been one of Wyoming's greatest quarterbacks ever.
But he's come from out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
So it's been one of those stories. I think it's very similar to Aaron Rodgers, although Chico, California is a lot bigger than Firebaugh. But, going the JC route, not getting a whole ton of love, not a big-time recruit or anything. But we were both surprised he was from Firebaugh.
So
we had to look it up. You're like, I've been there. I'm like, I've been there too.
I literally went there when we did our road trip going up to Oregon.
You probably stopped and put gas, right?
I believe
maybe
we
bought
did.
some
You need
chips
to be like
and a
Hugh
Coke.
Hausner and go over there and find
Then
out.
we'll go find out the
California's
background.
gold.
Oh man,
California's gold.
Fireball. Hey, zoom in. Look at that.
So tell me, were you a quarterback at Firebaugh? Yes, I was there, Huel. So you were a quarterback. That's really good to hear. Yeah, I would love.
That's amazing.
I think you and I should take a trek to Reedley and do the background check of
I want to go to Firebaugh.
Firebaugh. Oh yeah,
where it all started.
Firebaugh. Sorry, not Reedley. Firebaugh.
Reedley College.
Yeah,
he
Reedley
was
College.
barely there.
He was barely there.
I want to go to Firebaugh. I want to go back to his roots. Speaking of high school football, I was texting with my dear friend. I love this guy. He's got a fantastic beard as well. The great Nick Rogers, the head football coach at Cajon High School. And I was like, hey, coach, just curious. What's your non-league football schedule look like for the Cajon Cowboys this year? Because remember, CIF, Southern Section D4 champs. They beat the Rancho Verde for the SoCal title. Went to the state championship game. They came up a little bit short against the Serra Padres from San Mateo, but that's okay. Great season. What does your non-league look like? He hit me with this. They're going to play Helix from San Diego to open up the season. That is a powerhouse. Helix has produced a bunch of NFL guys. I believe Reggie Bush is a Helix guy. I believe Alex Smith, the quarterback, is the Helix guy. So they open up with Helix. Then they play Paloma Valley, on the road at Murrieta Valley, on the road at Oak Hills, and then home for the granddaddy of them all. They are going to host Heritage to round out the non-league. That is big boy football, Jeff.
Wow, so they're going to go and they're going to play. Hey, well,
They're making a
Coach
statement.
Broach, Coach Broach
Love it.
is going to make his way to San Bernardino.
We're going to see him in the Dino.
I love Coach Broach. I never bet against him because if it ain't Broach,
We love it.
it's going to be a great.
I love that game.
That's a good. That's a great schedule.
Yeah, so you know what? I know we haven't seen a lot of the completed schedules for 2018 for a lot of our top high school football teams, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's going to be hard-pressed to find a non-league schedule tougher than what Cajon has. Now, if you're a high school football coach or a team out there and you're listening to the show right now, tweet us at inland_sports. Let us know what your non-league looks like. Is it tougher than Helix, Paloma Valley, Murrieta Valley, Oak Hills, and Heritage? Because we'd like to know about it. That is daunting. That is grueling.
That's proving a statement.
Woo, it is. I mean, Cajon wants to be on the map as one of the top teams at any level.
And doesn't Murrieta Valley still have the great Hank Bachmeyer?
They do. Murrieta Valley's going to be good.
Holy
They're all
cow.
going to be good.
They're just missing Spiker now.
Yes.
Spiker's gone. But you have Hank Bachmeyer as Mr.
They're going to be
quarterback.
loaded up. Murrieta Valley is a program now. They are not a flash in the pan. The Nighthawks are legit. We know Heritage is legit every single year. Oak Hills is always tough up there on the other side of the pass. Paloma Valley, you know they're going to be good. They have a new quarterback. Chance now Nolan's going to Middle Tennessee State, but they're going to be good. And Helix, don't know a lot about Helix because they come from the San Diego area, but I do know they're a San Diego powerhouse, and they've produced a bunch of NFL guys.
And Oak Hills is always good. In fact, they have 2 commits that are going to USC the year after next. So that's a really, really incredible schedule that our boy Nick Rogers put together over at Cajon.
I'm excited about it. And again, if you're a coach out there, an AD, if you play for a high school football team out there, send us your non-league. Tweet it to us, please. We'd love to see it at inland_sports on Twitter. And we'll read some of those non-league football schedules on the air, maybe today, maybe tomorrow as well. As we get a little bit closer, we're going through spring football practices right now. We're getting closer to the season, which we're super fired up about. I love football. Best time of the year. Glad we have the draft today starting, going through Saturday. Kind of satisfies my appetite for football. I love the draft. I love all the pomp and circumstance and all the twists and turns. So any kind of football is good football. But going back to Cajon real quick. So they won the CIF title in Division IV, made it all the way to the state championship game. Jeff, I think they go, well, they have to go at least Division III, but I think they go Division II. I think the CIF Southern Section bumps them up 2 divisions. I think they go all the way to D2.
You got the best quarterback right now on the West Coast.
Maybe in the nation.
Yeah,
the most sought-after QB anywhere.
Anytime you look on social media, he's wearing a different uniform in some sports edit.
Yeah.
Everybody's offered him a scholarship.
We're talking about Mr. Football in the Inland Empire, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, that's incredible. I do think they will bump him up. They're not going to bump him up just 1 notch. They're going to go up 2.
I think they go up to 2. I think the Rancho Verde, your Division III champ from a year ago, they're obviously going to go up to Division II as well. So all of a sudden, Division II is going to have Heritage, Norco, Redlands East Valley, probably Cajon, Rancho Citrus Hill. Division II is going to be brutal with so many local teams. And again, I think pretty soon the CIF Southern Section will release the playoff groupings for the upcoming 2018 season. So as soon as that happens, that's obviously going to be a hot topic right here on the Inland Sports Show. But Cajon's going to be moving on up, and they've got a very tough non-league schedule. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM, it's a big day in football, the NFL draft, but we have to circle back around and talk about LeBron James, the Cavaliers, and the NBA playoffs. We'll be back. You're listening to your favorite show. It's the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
How you guys doing? Coach Ray here from Boost Training. We're here today at the Boost Performance Center with the one and only Pep Fernandez. Today's Boost Training tip, we're going to get football specific with the 40-yard dash stance. Come check it out. Okay, so first things first, we're going to establish Andrew's footing. All right, now, he has his left foot up in his 40 stance, so what we're going to do is he's going to take his left foot, his left toe, and he's going to bring it back to his right heel. All right, now he's going to take his right toe and bring it to his left heel. All right, next he's going to take that right foot, he's going to bring it about hip width. Now, depending on if you're a skilled player, receiver, DB, or if you're a lineman, a bigger guy like Andrew is here, you may want to go a little bit wider, all right, because they usually have bigger thighs here. So he's going to go a little bit wider hip width. Now he's going to take that right toe, he's going to move it back about 4 to 6 inches. Perfect, perfect. Okay, now he's going to take his right hand, he's going to place it right behind the line. He's going to take his left hand and place it right above the line. All right, now he's going to dig his feet in, get his footing. We want to really load the hips, knees, and ankles here. And what we're looking for is a deep bend in the ankles and a nice angle with the shins here. We want to try to keep that shin nice, almost parallel to the floor. So what's going to happen, he's going to keep his nose to his knee. He's going to stay nice and low. When I say set, Andrew's gonna bring that left arm higher than his hip. He's gonna slightly elevate his hips, higher than his knees. Now, you never wanna hold your 40 stance any longer than about 3 seconds. So it's gonna be very quick, all right? Here we go. Set, go. There you have it, 40-yard dash stance.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cahelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the Crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Jeff Gorham.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. Happy draft day, everybody. Round 1 today, 2 and 3 on Friday. The rest going down on Saturday. We're fired up about it. It's brought to you by Spoiled. Quick quality oil change. You'll be spoiled by great customer service and low prices. Go take your car, truck, minivan, SUV, whatever you got. Go check out Spoiled. Quick quality oil change. So LeBron went nuts last night. You want to hear what it sounded like?
Yes.
So LeBron James, the big hero, once again for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and it sounded a little bit like this.
Seconds left. Cleveland triggers in. James, 2 seconds. 1 second for the win. Oh! LeBron James delivers.
Are you impressed, Jeff? Because you were like, oh, LeBron, yeah, nah.
Now, if he was a Laker, I would be.
Because actually, I heard some other guys comparing that shot that LeBron hit. It was a three-pointer to beat the Indiana Pacers 98-95 last night. They were comparing it to Michael Jordan's jumper on the Cavaliers when Craig Elo was on. Remember, it's the iconic Michael Jordan shot.
The iconic, I'm going to shove you out of my way shot for the... But, man, come on.
Nobody was defending LeBron.
LeBron, man,
hey,
knocked down the three.
I'm upset, Pep. Do you know why I'm upset?
No.
Gosh darn it, it shouldn't have even counted.
Well, you think...
Exactly. Oh, yep.
See, Jeff's conspiracy theory guy. He thinks we didn't land on the moon. He thinks Bigfoot is real, and you think the NBA caters to LeBron James.
Okay, let's just go back 2 years ago.
Let's hop in the time machine. Let's do this.
2 years ago.
The hot tub time machine.
Do you remember they're playing the my favorite team, the Golden State Warriors, 2 years ago?
Are they back number 1?
Yeah, right now they are.
Jeff should have like NBA rankings.
Yeah, because the Jazz lost. So yeah. Okay.
So it goes Warriors, Lakers, Jazz, and your favorites.
Yeah, okay. Whatever bandwagon drives by, I jump on. Okay. 2 years ago. Okay. Do you remember LeBron James stepping over Draymond Green in the finals?
Briefly, why don't you refresh my memory?
Draymond Green is on the floor. LeBron James doesn't go around Draymond Green. He steps on top of him, puts his crotch right in his face.
His crotch?
Right in his face.
Oh, that's not very nice.
No. And so Draymond Green did what any normal human being, any tough guy would do.
He punched him.
He shoved him out of the way.
Yeah.
Well, Draymond Green not only got kicked out of that game, but also had to sit the next game. And who guards LeBron James when they play the Warriors?
Is it Draymond Green?
Always Draymond Green. Always. So,
did the Cavaliers win that series?
Yes, they did.
Did they win the NBA title?
Yes, they did.
You think the NBA wanted LeBron to win it?
Yes. And I believe now let's fast forward to today.
Okay.
The NBA just ruled and said it was a bad call. Victor Oladipo drives to the rim for the go-ahead basket, but is met by LeBron James for that giant block.
So before the LeBron James game-winning three-pointer, Victor Oladipo of the Pacers had a chance to win it. It looked like it was goaltending, and you're telling me the NBA is coming out today and say, you know what, it should have been goaltending.
Do you know why it's a goaltend? Because the ball hit the backboard first. As soon as that ball touches the backboard, you are not allowed to touch it. That is a goaltend.
Hello?
And guess what that would have been?
2 points.
That would have put him ahead.
That would have put Indiana up ahead. So I know, but hold on. People would say, well, he hit a three. They would have won anyways.
The entire game would have been changed. They wouldn't have taken the ball out where they took it out. It would have completely changed the entire game. It was a missed call, a bad call, and could possibly cost. I'm telling you right now, the Indiana Pacers should be moving on. That's a bad call.
So you think the NBA,
yes,
its fans,
yes,
the commissioner,
yes,
Jeff Gorm, everyone thinks in cahoots. They're all working together to get LeBron James into the next round.
Of course they are, because guess what?
The land.
Okay, you get Cleveland out of the playoffs right now. Who do you have left? Who are the big marquee teams?
I'll tell you right now, I don't care about the East. If LeBron James is gone, I'm like, I don't care who comes out of the East.
NBA cares.
Indiana, outside of Oladipo, and Ike Anigbogu, because he's from Centennial High School in Corona. I don't know those guys.
Darren Collison, local guy.
Okay, Darren Collison's on there, but okay. I still don't like the Pacers.
Bogdanovich, he's from across the pond, from somewhere.
Hello.
But let's think about, there is a complete conspiracy. The ball hit the backboard. It's an automatic
So what? So
2
the
points.
NBA came out today and said
it was a
we
bad call.
messed up. We got it wrong. It's not like they can go back and fix it. It's over. Cleveland won that game. It's over.
It is over.
So Cleveland leads the series 3-2. It's a done deal.
Now they go back to Indiana.
And the Pacers, I think they tie it up, don't you?
I think they tie it up, and I honestly, I think no matter what, they're going to push Cleveland through because the Eastern Conference. What big names do you have if you lose LeBron James? You have the Philadelphia 76ers, might be your only marquee team with marquee players. Joel Embiid, Simmons, those are the guys that are marquee guys. You lose the East, you lose LeBron James. Who's going to watch those games? I'm not a LeBron James fan.
We'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
LeBron James, everybody wants to watch him. Even me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a big LeBron James fan.
No, me neither. But I care about the East if LeBron's playing in it. I would care about the Celtics if they were at full strength. I kind of care about Philadelphia.
You like Philly. Philly's your team.
I kind of do because I like that they're young. I like that Ben Simmons' godfather is none other than David Patrick, the head basketball coach at UC Riverside. There's a rooting interest, but all the other teams, I follow them enough to talk about them here.
So who would run the East if LeBron came to the West, in your opinion?
Boston and Philly. Boston and Philly are going to battle it out for years.
How about Toronto?
Nah.
No?
Fool's gold.
Toronto will continue to be good. They're pyrite. They will continue to be good, but they'll never, ever be able to take that second step. They're guard-laden. They have no bigs. And if their guards aren't hitting, they're a completely different team.
Yeah. Philadelphia's coming of age. Boston is not at full strength. Obviously, their top 2 players are injured. I think that leaves the door open for LeBron James to make one more run. And again, he's going to have to put that whole team on his shoulders and take them to the finals if they can do it. Now, come next year, assuming Boston's at full strength and Philadelphia has another year of being seasoned for these young guys under their belt, dude, he's not going to walk to the Eastern Finals.
No.
Philly's going to be in his way, and Boston's going to be in his way. This could be it. This could be LeBron James's last run to make a run at the championship if he stays with the Cleveland Cavaliers, which I don't know if he will. Sounds like he might not. But if he ends up staying, this might be his last real shot unless Cleveland goes out and really overhauls that lineup.
Yeah, and honestly, why would LeBron James go to a team that ultimately beat them to get, if they played Philadelphia, why would you go to Philadelphia if you've been beaten by Philadelphia? They don't need you. Why would you
Boston doesn't need him.
Boston doesn't need him.
Philly doesn't need him.
No, New York, he's not going to go to New York.
You know who needs him?
The Los Angeles Lakers.
It's going to be a team out west who feels like they're close to knocking off Houston or Golden State. San Antonio, maybe the Lakers because they have a young core. It's promising.
He can't play in San Antonio if Popovich is the coach. There is no way.
If Pop's the coach?
If Pop is
I
the
feel like
coach-
that's the only way he would
No.
play there. Didn't they, for USA Basketball, they...
I understand that, but I think Popovich, if you're LeBron James, you're an older guy. He has more minutes than anybody in playoff history, for God's sake.
He's insane.
To play for Popovich is like playing for Pat Riley, like playing for those guys, those old school coaches. He's going to push him. He's going to be done and beat up by the middle of the year. There's no way in heck he plays for Popovich.
It's like you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
No, you want to make your life easier as you go into the transition of life of going out of the game of basketball.
My whole, Cleveland Browns take 2 quarterbacks in the first 4 picks. Here's another wild theory. Greg Popovich does not come back to San Antonio. And they say, LeBron, we're going to make you a player coach. You call the shots. You are in charge. And you'll also be the star player.
Well, we've seen it in the past. We have. There's been guys.
It's not unprecedented.
But
it's pretty wild.
Remember, Bill Russell was the player coach.
Was he really?
Yeah, so was Wilt Chamberlain. So there's guys that have done it. But it's
I know it's wild. It's wild.
In today's game, there's no way. You still need a coach. You need a general manager. If maybe in the 50s and 60s, early 70s, we might have seen this. But it's just too much. There's just too much
until
money.
It happens.
Holy
until it
cow.
happens next year. No.
Oh my gosh. But no, I think LeBron James. There's no way he goes to Philly. Doesn't need him. Maybe New York. There was a Met. Did you hear the latest rumor about Kawhi Leonard? Kawhi Leonard. They were
practice.
No, they were talking about him being traded to New York for Kristaps Porzingis.
Really?
That was the latest rumor. But the question
now you're
is,
onto something.
Yeah, that's not a bad landing spot for Kawhi Leonard. And I would love to see him
But there's
back.
only one problem.
What's the problem?
Kawhi does not like to talk. He doesn't like the limelight. He doesn't want to be the center of attention. You're going to go to a major market like it might not be his choice if he gets traded, but he's going to end up in a major market where there's going to be cameras and reporters everywhere. At least it's in San Antonio, where there's not a huge media presence.
No. There's no one wants to stay in San Antonio for more than about 3 hours. That's all you can handle it for. You see the Alamo and you see the Riverwalk, and that's damn it. I want to get the hell out of there. I'm going to Austin. Austin's hip. I'm not going I'm not going to San Antonio.
I would feel like for Kawhi Leonard, that would be like torture. That would be the worst case scenario, to be in a fishbowl like that, where you're going to have reporters and TV anchors and all those guys around you all the time wanting to talk to you, wanting interviews, wanting a comment, following you around. This is New York City. And for a guy who does not want to be the center of attention, I feel like that would be torture. That would be like the worst thing for Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
But if he's traded, it's not his choice, right?
No, but
I don't think he has a no trade.
No, but how good of a trade would it be? Maybe to even get a guy like Porzingis. He's a good player. We don't know. The knee injuries could be dicey. He was on pace to be a great one, but the knee injury could really slow him down. We don't know how he's going to come back.
You heard that today? That's an interesting trade.
That was what I was listening to this morning. I should have been in my class.
I can actually see that happening. But again, being a Kawhi Leonard fan and knowing that he doesn't like the media, he doesn't like interviews, that would be like, there's probably not another market as bad as New York City in terms of scrutiny and, having sports columnists like Jim Alexander's running all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Critiquing everything you do and putting cameras and microphones in your face. That'd be the worst.
Yeah, New York is definitely under the microscope. Los Angeles, though, coming back, I think, to the Riverside area, really is under that umbrella. I think the L.A. people, the L.A. media, I think would give them a pass.
We're pretty tame out here.
He knows where to hide. In this area.
Go hang out.
LA media is pretty tame. We're all pretty laid back. No one gets too bent out of shape.
Not me. Oh, I'm bent out of shape.
You're always, I got a lot of problems with you people.
I'm always angry.
But we're pretty tame, I think, compared to New York City, because they're pretty wild out there.
Now, I would not be. Who would you give up for the Lakers for Kawhi Leonard?
Everybody.
All of them.
The whole.
Give up.
Like
we
Greg
talked
says,
about this
all
yesterday.
of them.
There are two players in the NBA that you trade your house for.
LeBron and Kawhi.
Those are the only two guys.
Yeah.
The only two.
I agree.
I would even get rid of Ingram and a Ball.
Whatever they want.
Yeah, whatever
they want.
You're not going to get
because Kawhi's still
Randall's
young.
Gone. He's gone.
Now, if Lonzo Ball goes to the Spurs, do you think Popovich can
reel
coach
him in?
Yeah.
No.
Could he coach him?
Oh, could you imagine Pop and LeVar
Think
Ball?
about that for a moment.
Yeah,
that
that would never work. But honestly,
No, that sounds like a soap opera.
I don't know if Pop,
Telenovela in San
They'd probably
Antonio.
be fighting in the parking lot.
we talked about this yesterday. I don't think Pop comes back, and I don't mean this. The death of his wife, the divorce of the ownership. I just see there's a lot of
And the
problems.
Spurs are trending down. I think it's safe to say, even if Kawhi comes back, their window's closed.
Yes.
Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, we don't know if they're coming back.
Patty Mills is a good player, but he's not going to take.
No, he's good.
He's good.
He's good.
But
That's
he's
it.
not, they're not going to take. Pau Gasol is on his last.
He's
legs.
done. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love Pau.
The
but-
window's closed. It's
Yeah.
Golden State time. It's Boston time. It's Philly time. Houston's arrived.
Yeah, maybe Pop needs to just hang out.
He might just walk away, and then that's totally okay. I mean, he put together one of the greatest. They're a dynasty. He put together one of the greatest runs coming out of David Robinson into Tim Duncan. They've had a fantastic run, and if he walked away, I don't think anyone can say anything about him deciding to, especially in light of what's happening in his personal life too.
And I just got a text saying that Pop rests his players. Well, he also pushes them to the brink of exhaustion.
Did you hear there's a report today? I heard it on the Fox Sports show before us here on Fox Sports IE. There was a report out there, and they said it was true that Kawhi was questioning how hard Popovich runs his guys in practice.
So he said it was too hard or not
Too hard.
See, and that's always been his trigger, as they've always said Popovich runs his guys to death. But remember a couple years ago when they had the Tony Parker, they had Kawhi, they had Tim Duncan. It was at the end of his career. Remember he was sitting all five starters? Do you remember that? But that was at the end of the season after they had pushed them and they had played more. They had logged
and everything
more
was locked
minutes.
up. You know what I mean? Like they knew they were going to the playoffs or they had won the division title. There was not much to play for.
No, but they did. They played more minutes. Tim Duncan had played more minutes in his last
And he was
year.
already old.
Already old. At the 3/4 of the conference, he had played more minutes than the year before. So, yeah, he pushes his guys to the brink of exhaustion.
Also last night, the Raptors did beat the Wizards. They're up 3-2 in that series. The Rockets, they took care of Minnesota. That series is over. Houston wins 4-1. They advance to take on the winner of the Jazz and the Thunder after the Thunder came back from 25 down, Jeff, to beat the Jazz 107-99. But now Game 6 is in Salt Lake City.
Game over.
Game over, right? Utah's going to win there, close it out.
Yeah, my favorite team, the Jazz. They're going to win it.
Hashtag my Jazz.
Hashtag my Jazz.
I'll tell you what, though, I had a chance to watch it. Did you know the games last night? You couldn't even watch them. They was on NBA TV.
Nobody has NBA TV.
No.
At least I don't know where it's at.
So I did find it because I have my little cheat box. So I watched it. I pirated. And I watched it. Quinn Snyder, we talked about how great he had adjusted during games.
Get him.
He did not adjust very well last night.
But he will. He'll bounce back.
There was no way to stop Russell Westbrook. He was the...
You are a pirate for watching those games.
I am a pirate, but Russell Westbrook proved his worth. You know, still the Paul George, Carmelo Anthony.
No, it's not long term. It's not going to work. But they did win that one. But I'm like you. I think Game 6 it's over. The Jazz win on their home floor in Salt Lake City.
Tough place to win, especially in Utah.
One game tonight: Celtics and Bucks, and Boston's up 3-2 in that series. So the Celtics looking to close out Milwaukee tonight. The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Ken's Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire, bringing you all of your sporting gear needs and Letterman's jackets. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, how about a little University of Redlands baseball and the Major League Baseball draft? Jeff, we've talked so much about the NFL draft, and of course, we're going to go right back to it. But we'll also talk a little MLB draft and the University of Redlands. We'll be back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, it's just been a blast.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the Crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Corum.
Oh yeah! Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We're brought to you by our friends at Boost Performance Training with Coach Ray Bass. Athletes of all levels go to Boost Performance Training. Follow them on Instagram and Twitter. All right, this show has been dedicated to the football fans of the Inland Empire, the NFL Draft. The Browns, the Raiders, the Chargers. Not the Rams. They don't have a first-round pick. We're not talking about that today.
Plus, they're going to win the Super Bowl anyway.
They are?
Yes, of
course. This coming year?
Yeah, they're my team. All my teams win. They're my team, and I don't like the Patriots because they're from Boston.
Because I thought you were a Chargers guy for a while, weren't you?
Chargers is my second favorite team.
Okay.
My second.
Yeah, Jeff's got lots of favorites.
I'm allowed to have two favorite teams.
See, that's the thing. You're not.
Why not? Where's the rule? I would like the rule saying I can't like two teams. I like the Chargers because when the Rams left me and Georgia Frontieri stole my team.
She did it from you?
That stupid woman. Well, she's not alive anymore, is she?
I don't know.
I just besmirched her. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to besmirch you.
So you were a Rams fan.
Huge Rams fan.
And then they left to St. Louis, and then you start following the Chargers.
Yes.
And now the Rams are back, and you've turned your back on the Chargers to go back to the Rams.
No, I haven't. They're the stepchild that, the Chargers, my stepchild.
So if the Rams and Chargers played each other in the Super Bowl.
Rams.
Oh, that was quick. You didn't even
Rams.
think about that one.
I'm thinking of Ray Malavasi. I'm thinking of Frank Corral. I'm thinking of all the great ones that have played for the
Ferragamo.
Rams. Vince Ferragamo.
Jackie Slater.
Jackie damn Slater.
For you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Henry Ellard.
Henry Ellard, yeah, he was okay. But Hacksaw Reynolds was my favorite as a kid. You ever heard of Hacksaw Reynolds?
Yes.
Did you ever go to like Angel Stadium, the Coliseum? Like when the Raiders
all the time.
When the Raiders and the Rams
all the time. We used to go to Rams games all the time.
Did you see all the fights?
Oh, all the time. I told you I went to a Denver Broncos Raiders game at the Coliseum. I went with my buddy, the guys that, the people that live in Steamboat Springs, Colorado.
Oh, yeah, the Cradle of Life.
And they were going to kill him.
Spirit.
They were going to kill him. They were going to kill him.
Who was
going to
kill him?
Coliseum, and the Raiders were playing the Broncos, and that's a huge rivalry.
Wait, you're telling me there was like a black hole here at the Coliseum? in Los
Oh,
Angeles.
my gosh. There's a black hole all around that entire stadium. In fact, that's just a hole. I remember going to Exposition Park as a kid. My parents would say, don't say a
Stay
word.
close.
Don't say a word to
Hold my
anyone.
hand.
Yes, hide in my pocket is basically what my dad would say. But going... Oh, that's the Raider theme. I remember, though, going... you're going to think this is crazy.
Oh, I already do. Keep going.
Some guy threw pee on my friend.
Huh?
A Raider fan.
How did you throw it?
He bagged him. He threw pee on him. He threw a cup of pee on him.
He did?
Yes, we were walking through the tunnel, and we had just...
Wait.
No, hell no.
After a Raiders game?
Yeah.
Or before?
No, it was during.
During?
Yeah, they gassed him. It's like I remember that. They threw a freaking a cup on him, and it had pee.
Really?
Yeah. That's what made me always go, I don't want to ever be a Raiders fan. Because I'm always worried. Seriously, when I walk in here, I'm always worried Greg's going to throw a big thing of pee on me.
He might. He's a Raider fan.
He's a Raider fan. But that's the only thing I can remember is they threw pee on him, and he was like, man, I got to take off my shirt. And I remember sitting there, man, you smell
That's pretty gross.
You smell like pee.
I want to go straight home and just shower.
You smell like a kid I went to elementary school with. There's always that kid that smelled like pee.
On behalf of the nation. Sorry.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
no, you're welcome.
But they were cussing at him, and they said they were going to kick his...
Because he's a Bronco fan.
Oh, and he had a hat on, and he had pee on his hat.
To justify it, he was wearing Broncos jersey, so...
Yeah, well, he was a dummy.
They asked for it, right, Greg?
Yeah.
I told him.
He didn't.
And the thing is...
If you're wearing a Broncos or a Chiefs, you're asking for it.
Oh, man, they were going to kill him. They were literally going to kill him. And he moved. He was living in Southern California. Boom, he moved. He got pee thrown on him. His hat had pee on him.
It's awful.
He
had to get out of here.
Everything smelled like pee.
I'd go home, throw away the clothes, and just take the longest shower. That sounds so gross.
But I was just so mad. I was thinking, golly, man, why would you wear that? You invite me to the game. We're having a nice tailgate, eating great. Anytime any Raider fan would walk by, they'd say F you to him. And I'm like,
here
hey.
comes a cup of pee.
And then a cup of pee as we were middle of the second quarter, we go down to get a couple beers. And they threw a big cup of pee on him.
That's the worst.
And I was like, come on, what is that? I was like, what is that? That's not beer. It looks like beer. Ooh, that's not beer. You got pee on you. But do you remember as a kid, there would always be like a kid in your class, and you'd be like, man, what's that smell? And I'd look over and be like, little Chuck. Little Chuck would smell like
Chuck.
Little Chuck
Always
would smell
Chuck.
like pee.
It's always
like,
Chuck.
Chuck, man, why you always smell like pee? I don't know what's going on.
So that was a long drive back home, huh?
Oh, it was
stinky
terrible.
drive.
It was terrible.
Somebody else's.
And I never wanted to go. I've never been to a Raider game since.
When they go to Vegas, we're going.
There's no way I'm going. We were driving the other day, and I was
in your Chargers jersey.
No,
Yes. I'll protect you. I'll say he's cool.
He's cool.
He's cool.
I don't.
I know Cherie's right.
Yeah,
cool.
he knows Cherie's right.
He's cool.
I don't own an NFL jersey, an NBA jersey, or a Major League Baseball jersey. Not a one.
Not one?
Not one. And I will never own one because of the pee incident.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a horrible thing.
Well, I'm glad you survived. I know you're traumatized, but you did survive. We're going to talk more about the NFL draft because in about 26 minutes, probably closer to 30 minutes, because the Browns will go on the clock about 5, so about 5:05 or so, right?
5 o'clock. They have 5 minutes to make unless there's trades, and it adds a couple minutes.
So we'll be talking a lot more about that as the Browns get closer to making that first pick in the NFL draft. Again, Jeff and I, we both think it's going to be Sam Darnold, but we'll see exactly how it plays out momentarily. In about 30 minutes, we'll be keeping a close eye on that. But right now, we're going to switch gears to baseball for a couple of minutes at least. The University of Redlands, Jeff, they're kind of flying under the radar, and I wanted to give them a little love here on the show. They are ranked number 10 in the entire country in Division III right now.
Yeah, they do. They always go under the radar. They're literally the only four-year football program.
Yes.
They've been so successfully for years.
You were talking to a U of R football coach today.
I was talking to our boy, Coach Mariani. And I will
love
say
you, Mariani. We're waiting for the pasta and the sauce.
I was shocked. I've been shocked my entire life because Redlands is that gem that, I mean, they get a great following in Redlands, but outside of Redlands, it's like they're in a bubble.
Yeah, those U of R football games are amazing. And you know what? They're kind of like Cal Baptist in that they're good at everything. And they're kind of like a real good kept secret over there.
Well, in their basketball, Coach Smith was the coach there for years, like 30 years he was the head basketball coach. And they were the leading scoring team in the nation. It was the most fun game to watch. It was the best ticket, and that gym would be packed every single game.
Well, it's popping off right now on what they call the Yard, the U of R baseball field, the Yard. The Bulldogs are number 10 in the entire country. They're trying to win a conference championship. They're going to try to win a national title this year. And for the first time in a long time, at least 2 decades, they're hoping to have a player selected in the Major League Baseball draft. In fact, they might have 3 guys selected. Felix Minjarez out of Rubidoux High School.
Oh, he's very good.
Yeah,
I remember him.
These guys are all local, too. Adam Stead, who was at Rialto, and Rainier Aguilar out of San Gorgonio High School. So 3 local guys from out of the IE. They've all got a shot to go in the Major League Baseball draft. And there are 3 big reasons why that the U of R is number 10 in the entire country and in the hunt for a national championship in Division III. It's amazing. So we had a chance to catch up with the head coach, the skipper of the Bulldogs, the great Aaron Hawley yesterday. And here's Coach Hawley talking about, well, really the Bulldogs' success so far and trying to finish the job and win that SCIAC title and then, who knows, maybe a national championship.
All right, Coach, first off, man, nationally ranked, I think in one of the polls you're like number 11, I want to say, in the country.
10, I think, yeah.
10 now? Okay,
yeah.
So, I mean, what's been the secret ingredient this year? I mean, what's been the recipe for this great year for the Bulldogs?
Yeah, no secret ingredient. The only thing is hard work, and that's what we preach. Control what you can control, and the one thing we can control, 2 things actually, is attitude and hard work. And so, a heavy senior class. We have 10 seniors this year, and I believe 8 of them have been with us for all 4 years, and so. It's just a culmination of all their hard work and growing up and all the, tough times maybe and adversity that we've gone through the last couple years. And they're kind of reaping the benefits this year, so it's awesome to see.
When you have a high national ranking like that, you've got to just embrace it, right? Because the other team is going to be like, hey, that's the U of R. They're number 10 in the country or whatnot. But you're going to use a sports cliche, you're going to get their A game every single time you guys take the field. You just kind of embrace that national ranking and say, guys, let's try to live up to that every day?
Actually, opposite. I don't want the guys' heads to get big. I don't want them to, we still have to win baseball games. And so all we preach is, you're only as good as you play. And so just because a sports writer or a sports information director or somebody thinks that we're doing well and our record shows that, it's still, we might be a good team, and I think we are a good team, but at the same time, you're only as good as you play. And so we try to look forward to that. We have to come out this weekend and we have to play well. Doesn't really matter where we're ranked. We have to win 3 games if we want to win a conference championship. And so that's what we continue to preach. Yeah.
So, I mean, the conference tournament's right around the corner now. So what is this Bulldogs team doing well that, keeps you optimistic, I guess, going into that conference tournament and hopefully even beyond?
I think just the 27 guys that we got on our team and the buy-in that we have, Our whole thing is just trying to control baseball games. That's what we teach, and that's what the guys believe in. And I think we just have everybody kind of pulling on the same side of the rope, which is awesome to have as a team. You know, we're pitching well, we're playing great defense, we're hitting well, and so if we can just keep that rolling and keep believing in, you know, what we've done and what we've prepared to do all season long, then I think we're in a good spot.
All right, Coach, first off, man, nationally ranked, I think in one of the polls you're like number 11, I want to say, in the country.
10. I think they can do it this year. So a big shout out to Aaron Hawley, again, the head coach, the skipper at the University of Redlands, number 10 in the entire country. And look for our exclusive one-on-one interview with Rainier Aguilar on the next Sports Weekly on IEMG TV 3. And one other baseball note, UCR back in action beginning tomorrow as the Highlanders will hit the road for UC Santa Barbara trying to get back to their winning ways. Big West is tough. They need to pick off the Gauchos a couple of times this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, they've got a tough schedule the rest of the way. They got San Diego State once again in San Diego. This will be next Tuesday, May 1st, and then they're going to finish out with Long Beach, the University of San Diego, on that Tuesdays where they play a non-conference opponent. And then they go to Fullerton, and then Irvine, and finally at Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo.
Yeah, that non-conference is San Diego State. So get another crack at that team that beat them. What was it, 19-4? It was ugly. So they're going to get another crack at the Aztecs.
19-1.
19-1.
Yeah.
I gave them a couple extra runs.
So, yeah, so they will play San Diego State, and then the following week they're going to play University of San Diego. So both San Diego schools represented, both the big D1 programs down in Southern California.
All right, we'll talk more baseball. We got to get to the Dodgers and take a look at some of those MLB afternoon scores because once 5 o'clock rolls around, we're going to brown it up. It's going to be Cleveland Browns time here on this show as they have the #1 pick in the NFL draft.
Hey, do you want to hear what we have a full-on sound effect?
Wait, hold on. I would save it because I want to ask you about it because I know you brought it from home. It's your own bell, and I want to ask you about it.
Oh, it's pretty.
I know it. In fact, can we take a picture of it and tweet it out?
I will send it. I'll put it right on my computer and we'll get a nice
Let's do it. Let's tweet it out, and then we'll talk about it when we come back as well. You're listening to your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, And the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
We're small, family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cahelco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We will turn into your home of the Cleveland Browns in about 15 minutes. I never thought I'd actually say that.
The Browns! The Browns!
Well, the NFL draft is coming. We're obviously going to monitor the several, hopefully 5, 6, 7, 8 picks as we're on the air till 6 o'clock here on the Inland Sports Show. So every time there's a pick, Jeff's going to ring his bell over there. He brought his bell from home. I'm gonna put a picture on Instagram. Make sure you follow us, the Inland Sports Show, on Instagram and also on Twitter. I'm gonna tweet it out, post it up, and you guys can all see Jeff's bell that he brought from home, and it's blinged out. So, Jeff, every time there's an NFL draft pick, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna do this.
Let's hear it. Let's do a test run. There it is. So if you hear that, stop what you're doing. There's been a pick in the NFL draft, and we will announce it live on the air. And then we'll break it down.
I am fired up. We are just minutes away from Draft Central, and we are going to have it all here for that first hour.
And look for the picture of the bell on social media. It's coming. So it's pretty funny. So look for it out there. We got to talk about the Dodgers real quick. We've got a couple minutes here before we dive headfirst into the NFL draft. But the Dodgers lost again to the Marlins last night by a score of 8-6. Clayton Kershaw is now 1-4 on the season. Jeff, how many losses do you think Clayton Kershaw had all of last season?
4. Yes.
How many did he have the year before that?
4.
He already has 4 losses this season. He's 1-4 on the year. And listen, last night he was not good against the Marlins, but outside of that start, he has been pretty good. It's been that lack of run support. But right now at 1-4, Clayton Kershaw is off to his worst start in years. In fact, I have all his stats pulled up in front of me right now. His worst season, at least in terms of losses, was a 13-10 record back in 2010. So it's been a while. He's usually been flirting around 20 games, but the last 2 years in a row, he's only lost 4 games all year. Right now, he's 1-4.
Well, he had his highest pitch count yesterday in his shortest outing of the year.
And the most walks, right?
And he has, think of it this way.
6 walks.
6 walks. He only had 3 going into yesterday's game. He had 6 walks. It was by far I'd say his not his best outing as a Dodger. But he's also not getting the run support still.
No.
Nobody is hitting for your Los Angeles Dodgers.
They had some home runs late. Yasmani Grandal and Matt Kemp homered again, which is kind of funny because yesterday on the show, we said there's only a couple guys hitting right now. Yasmani Grandal and Matt Kemp. And who went deep last night? Yasmani Grandal and Matt Kemp. So they've both solidified their spot in the lineup again. Right now, Grandal getting that starting nod at catcher in front of Austin Barnes, and he's hitting third in the line. I mean, you can't take Grandal out. He's hitting bombs, and he's one of the few guys doing things. But right now, the Dodgers, they have the night off tonight. They're going to go to a season-long 11-game, 10-day road trip starting Friday at San Francisco. If you look at last year's record and how they started and this year's record, it's about the same. It's like looking in the mirror. It's about the same. But for some reason, it just feels different to me this year. Like, I feel like they're struggling. I don't know. Like, it doesn't feel like last year.
Well, there's no pop in their bats. They only have 22 home runs. I want you to think about this. Do you know how many the Angels have?
Let me just try to guess. I haven't even looked at it. How many home runs the Angels have? How many do the Dodgers have?
22 on the year.
I'm going to say the Angels have 35?
38 home runs.
38.
So 38 home runs to 22. That's a big difference. There's no pop in that lineup. There's, if you're getting your major pop from guys like Matt Kemp,
Grandal's your guy.
Grandal is your guy, and he's not notoriously known for being the big hitter, the big club. He's not.
They need Bellinger. They need Puig. They need JT back for sure. But maybe it's because of the way they were able to get to the World Series. The expectations were a little bit different going into this season. Maybe that's why it feels different compared to last year. Last year, they started off slow. And don't get me wrong, they were a good team. They were coming off a playoff appearance and an NL West division title. So they were still a good team. But this year, it feels different because they were 1 game away from that World Series title.
Well, let's look at the power. Let's look at the batting averages of the guys you expect to hit the ball. Yasiel Puig, he's batting 195. 195. Jock Peterson, just over 200. Corey Seager, just over 200. And Cody Bellinger, right around 275.
Yeah, they need more than that. They need somebody. Again, Yasmani Grandal and Matt Kemp are your guys.
Don't panic, everybody.
Yeah, we're not panicking yet. To me, it feels different than their slow start compared to last year.
They set the bar so high last season.
That's what I think it is, Hala.
You know what? It's going to come around. By the summer, the bats are going to be going, and we're going to see a whole different team, guaranteed.
So let's remember this. NFL draft time, we were talking about how bad, how concerned, but we're not panicking about the Dodgers. Let's see. We'll get to July or so. We'll look back on this show and be like, you guys, Greg Holla had it
exactly.
the whole time.
They don't got to accelerate yet. They're coasting, and when it's time, when the summer and September come, it's going to be a whole different Dodger team.
They've only got 190 hits on the year. And, we're going to compare them just because they're a local team. But the Angels are at 228. So they're hitting the ball. They're getting on base. It's just the Dodgers are just having – I don't know if it's just because they're missing Turner. Turner was such a big part of that offense, a huge part of that clubhouse, and he was always ready to play. We don't see that one guy stepping up for the Dodgers. We don't have that vocal hero. We don't have that guy. It's always been Kershaw on the mound, and it's been Justin Turner the last couple of years.
Well, I know outside of Creed, Greg Hollow's favorite song is Don't Worry, Be Happy. So he's not worried about the Dodgers.
Not yet.
He's not worried. To me, I'm just telling you, it feels different from last year, but I think it's just because of that World Series hangover. I think that's what just kind of makes me feel weird inside. So.
I think Dodger fans the playoffs, everybody, and once we went to the World Series, it's like, of course we want to get back, but that bar is too high right now, and it's going to be good. I guarantee summer, I'm going to be a LeVar Ball right now. Summer.
They'll be back
September.
on first place?
Oh, yeah.
First place?
Yeah, they'll be a contender. They'll be a contender. Don't worry
they got to make the playoffs.
I picture Greg at home listening to Don't Worry, Be Happy with Charisse Holla, his cat, in his lap.
Yep.
That's how he spends his days.
That's a good way to spend your day. But, man, I'll tell you what, I'm just I'm always a little leery of you being a Raider fan. I'm always worried I'm going to get pee thrown on me.
You might get a big cup of pee from Greg Holla.
But see, I'm a Rams guy, and they're not the big rivals. If I was a Denver guy, then definitely those pee.
You guys would not get along.
No,
it'd be bad.
It'd be a lot of pee thrown in this studio.
Real quick, how about some MLB final scores before we turn things over to the NFL draft? It's going to be a lot of Browns here coming up in the next half hour, 60 minutes or so. The Arizona Diamondbacks top the Philadelphia Phillies by a score of 8-2. The D-backs are the first place team in the NL West. Speaking of the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks 17-7 on the year. They are hot. They are in first place. But don't even worry.
Let them have their tartar sauce.
Let them have it. Don't worry, be happy. That's Greg's motto. That was a senior quote at Colton High School. The Yankees beat the Twins 4-3. The Yankees are 15-9 on the year. So are the Cardinals. After they beat the Mets today 4-3, the Mets coming back down to earth a little bit after that hot start. The Mets are 15-8 on the year. A couple other final scores from this afternoon. Getaway day across MLB. The Pirates blanked the Tigers by a score of 1-0. And the Braves, one of the surprise stories so far of this young MLB season. The Braves over the Reds 7-4. Cincinnati, Jeff.
Hey, they're fantastic.
5-20. I can't believe it. They're 5-20.
They are the opposite of your team, the New York Mets.
The opposite?
Yes, because your Mets are pretty good this year.
They are pretty good. Not 20-5, but they're pretty good.
Cincinnati, though.
Awful. 5-20 is awful.
The big red machine has been put in the closet.
All right, we've been brought to you by Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road, where you can buy, trade, and finance. Go check out their special this week at Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. CatalanoCars.com is the website. When we come back on the Inland Sports Show, we are going wall to wall for the next hour on the NFL Draft. Who will the Cleveland Browns select at number 1? The suspense will be over shortly. Jeff's going to ring his little bell. And we're going to have all the live updates. We'll be back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
I played once upon a time at Centennial High School. I was actually on the first ever CIF championship team back in 2000, and then my senior year we won it again. I think that's my passion because I've done it. You know, I know exactly where these athletes are at. I know what their mindset is right now. I know how hard it is to, number one, find a performance coach who can take you to the next level. What sets us apart has to be, you know, how we work with our athletes and what we know. We can take an athlete and you know, help them reach their athletic potential, you know, help them, you know, prevent injuries, help get them stronger. I know every single athlete who steps into this gym. I know exactly where they're at, and I'm going to progress them every week. If you're not getting results, then, you know, really what's it about? We're going to deliver something that's measurable, you know, in terms of speed, power, you know, strength, agility.
Jeff Gorham.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We're brought to you by Spoiled. Quick, quality oil change off of Alessandro Boulevard. We love you, Spoiled. Look at all the things they do. Fuel filters, belts, hoses.
They do it all.
I like the wiper blades. Spoiled, quick quality oil change. Okay, NFL draft time here on the Inland Sports Show. Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. The Cleveland Browns are on the clock. They have the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. And Jeff, again, this is in Dallas, at the Palace in Dallas, inside a big stadium. It's going to be kind of an interesting setting, but we'll see how this all pans out. And the Cleveland Browns have the number 1 overall pick. I still say they pick Sam Darnold because I'm the same guy, Jeff, who if my gas tank in my car is down to a quarter,
yes,
I'm going straight to a gas station. That's the kind of guy I am. I always play it safe. I never roll the dice. I never like to be risky. If my gas tank is down to a quarter of a tank, I go straight to the gas station and fill it up. So I think the Cleveland Browns are going to do the same thing. They're going to play the safe pick, and that is Sam Darnold. I think he's ready to win now. I think he's a big, strong passer. I think he has more upside than a Baker Mayfield, although Baker Mayfield may have more snaps under his belt and ready to go. But I'm still going Sam Darnold with the number 1 pick.
Well, I have to agree. I think all of the trickery by these other teams, everybody's making a guess saying that Baker Mayfield is now the number 1 guy that the Browns are going after. I am not sold. I still think they're going to stick with our guy, Sam Darnold, who they have said since day one was their guy. And they went into hiding the last week. And a lot of speculation was it was going to be our guy, the guy I like, Baker Mayfield. But I think it's going to go with Sam Darnold.
No, I like him too. But when you have the number 1 overall pick, there's a degree of wanting the safe thing. You want the safety net, right?
Right.
I mean, there's certain times, and listen, I'm a big proponent of no risk, no reward, right? Sometimes you have to go out, put yourself out there, take a risk, and in turn, you might have a big payday, right? A big something in return. Do you have a pick? No?
They're getting ready to.
Are they getting ready?
I'm trying to get on my...
Jeff is watching it live. I can't see it. This darn PC computer in the studio, I think it needs like a new flash media encoder. It's driving me nuts.
I will say this. Goodell is flagged around, surrounded by...
Cleveland Browns.
No, Cowboy great, so he didn't get booed.
They're still going to boo him, though, right?
He came out with Roger Staubach, Raja. They brought in all kinds of ex-Cowboy great. They brought in Jason Witten. And, of course, Staubach just threw a nice pass into the audience. And it looks like the draft is getting underway, my friend.
We're going to keep a very close eye on it. Jeff, one more time, just so people know what's going on. I put it out on Instagram. I still got to get it out on Twitter. You brought your bell in from home, and you blinged it out with, I don't know why, but it's like pink gems or rhinestones.
I am a bedazzler, Pep.
Oh, bedazzling. That's what it's called.
I bedazzle on a daily basis, and I like to decoupage as well. Are you a decoupage guy? Do you know what decoupaging is?
Is it when you, like, stain a floor?
Yeah, well, no. You can.
Is it paper mache?
It's kind of a paper mache type thing. I like to cover my tables at my house with, nice articles written about me, my family, my friends.
Man. And those old ones from your playing days?
From my playing days when I was fit. And I like to make my tables always have something to remind me of my youth. But here's the sound we're going to hear.
Okay, I want to hear. So if you hear this sound, something's going down at the NFL draft. That is the official NFL draft bell of the Inland Sports Show. So, again, we're only going to be on the air for about another 51 minutes with everyone in the Inland Empire. But anything that happens, we will let you know, as the Cleveland Browns are now moments away from making the number 1 overall selection. Again, I think it's going to be Sam Darnold. We had Chris from Highland call in yesterday. He thought it was going to be Josh Allen, but that was before they uncovered like some old inappropriate tweets from Josh Allen.
When he was like 13 years old.
Long time ago. He was a kid. Jeff, we were talking off air. I would probably cringe if I looked back and saw some of the things I did and said. If there's social media, like, it would be awful.
Well, hey, I'll tell you what. Everybody in Riverside knows what the awful guy I used to be. And I tell you what,
everybody knows.
Oh, everybody knows I was an awful guy. Now they know I'm special and I'm really nice. And I'm a reformed jerk, if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense.
I am a reformed jerk. Well, it looks like we're getting ready. They're going to have the Browns will be on the clock shortly. We are waiting.
Wait, they're not even on the clock yet?
No.
What's going on? See, that's the first Brown move of the night. Come on. Let's go. Let's get this cracking because, listen, they already know who they're going to pick. It's not like they're in the back. I don't know. It is the Cleveland Browns. But you would think they're not in the back sitting around on a bunch of couches saying, man, I still don't know who we're going to get. Who do you think we should get? Should it be Josh Allen? I don't know. Do you think Baker Mayfield could be that guy, or is it going to be Sam Darnold, the guy that we've had all along?
Well, we've heard Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield has really kind of made the push. And I think in the last few years of the draft, it's become more of a mainstream thing here. But it's always, every week, it was a new favorite. New favorite this week. And it just happens to be that Baker Mayfield has been the favorite since this morning with the Josh Allen flub. So, yeah, I still think, though, we're going to go Sam Darnold. And then I don't know. I'm getting a little nervous here thinking about it.
All right, the Browns are on the clock. It's counting down. We're less than 7 minutes away. And again, my hunch is still Sam Darnold. I'm doing some quick math in my head. You know what? Let's break right now. And when we come back, it'll probably be just in time for the Cleveland Browns. So, Greg Holla, let's take an early break. When we come back, we will have the number 1 selection for the Cleveland Browns in the 2018 NFL Draft. You're listening to the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
I am out here for you. You don't know what it's like to be me out here for you. It is an up at dawn, pride-swallowing siege that I will never fully tell you about, okay?
Now back to the Inland Sports Show. Here's Pep and Jeff.
Come on, Jeff! Hit that thing! Baker Mayfield has got #1 to the Cleveland Browns! Oh, my goodness. Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. I thought it was a smokescreen all along, that Sam Darnold was the guy. Baker Mayfield, the quarterback, has just gone #1 to the Cleveland Browns. Jeff, I thought the Johnny Manziel experiment would scare the Browns enough to go with the safe pick. The gas tank was on a quarter. You don't jump from the bridge when you can't see the bottom of the water. You don't walk down a dark alley. Sam Darnold was the safe pick. They went with Baker Mayfield, the wild pick.
Wow. Very, very shocking. Apparently they know something that everyone else doesn't, and they think he's the playmaker that will bring them a little bit of glory. They've won 1-31 the last 2 years, and they go with the guy, the Heisman Trophy winner. He's got a lot of success.
Well, I'm looking at Browns fans' reactions right now. They're not happy. No. Greg Holly, you're right. They're not happy. All along, Jeff, the conversation was about Sam Darnold from USC, that he was going to be the #1 overall pick. And then remember, like late last night into today, all of a sudden there was reports that the Cleveland Browns were leaning towards Baker Mayfield, that it was no longer Sam Darnold. And my thought was, based on how other NFL drafts have played out in the past, that it was a smokescreen. It was something to get the other teams off their scent, throw them off in the wrong direction, just something to put out there. But no, in the most browniest of moves, no, it was right. They went with the risky choice. Don't get me wrong. Baker Mayfield might be a great NFL quarterback. I just didn't think they'd have the guts to do it based on what happened with Johnny Manziel and their long run of drafting the wrong quarterback.
And just like Johnny Manziel, same kind of player, very athletic, able to run, throw the ball. He threw for over 14,500 yards in his career. Had some great success. Played in the 2015 Orange Bowl and the 2017 Sugar Bowl, and this past year in the Rose Bowl. A great player, great athlete, but a little shocking nonetheless that they didn't go with the safe bet. They went and gambled like they have so many times in the past.
Now, don't get me wrong. He's a great quarterback. But compared to Sam Darnold, he's only 6 foot. He's a little rough around the edges. Again, he wasn't the safety net. He wasn't the safe pick. Sam Darnold was the safe one. And again, if you go back to the Cleveland Browns, in my personal opinion, the last good Cleveland Browns quarterback was Bernie Kosar. That's how many years the Cleveland Browns have gotten it wrong. And they had a chance, I thought, with Sam Darnold to get their guy, the franchise quarterback out of USC. Instead, they went with Baker Mayfield. Now, in 5 years from now, in hindsight, we might look back and be like, you know what? Baker Mayfield's a star. This guy's legit.
Well, we had mentioned it.
But it's a risk.
It's a risk. But we talked about this earlier on the show. There's the second pick is coming up.
And it's in. The Giants are on the clock. Real quick, Jeff. Now this throws a wrench into everything because Sam Darnold's on the board.
Sam Darnold's on the board. Saquon Barkley.
Oh, my gosh.
Remember, Saquon Barkley is the guy they wanted. They're going to put their eggs in Eli Manning's basket. They're going to use
You
Odell
think they
Beckham.
still go Barkley?
I don't know what they're going to do.
Here comes the commish. Get that bell ready, Jeff. The Giants with the #2 selection. Sam Darnold is out there. Will it be Darnold or Barkley or somebody else? Who knows at this point? The New York Giants select with the #2 overall pick, running back Saquon Barkley out of Penn State. Ring the bell! So
Wow.
Saquon Barkley, they still went with a running back. Sam Darnold is still out there. Could Sam Darnold now go to the Jets at number 3? Jeff, already it's like a season of Lost.
The curse of USC and Jets. No.
Oh, this is great.
Like Mark Sanchez.
I'm a little shocked.
Pull my hair. What's going on here?
It's like I'm watching Lost on TV all over again. What is going on? I didn't see that coming. It doesn't make any sense. Although Saquon Barkley going number 2 to the Giants is maybe the only thing that did make sense, because, again, Eli Manning is going to be around for a couple more years, and they still feel like he is a quarterback that can get them where they want to go. Division title, the playoffs. I mean, he's won 2 Super Bowls with him. You know he can win a Super Bowl. Now they have a running game. Saquon Barkley is a guy like Ezekiel Elliott. You can plug him in right away, and he's going to run wild in the NFC East.
Well, and I'll tell you what, they do have the pieces to be a lot better. Saquon Barkley will make the Giants better. I'm a little shocked that they didn't go with a quarterback just because there were so many available after the Mayfield. Wow, I'm shocked.
I'm shocked too. So now the Jets will pick at number 3. Sam Darnold's out there. Josh Rosen is out there. Josh Allen is out there. Jeff, don't tell me. Could Josh Rosen actually leapfrog Sam Darnold? Could the Jets go with Josh Rosen in front of Sam Darnold? No, wait, think about this. So the Browns pick at number 4.
We talked about this.
Could they go 2 quarterbacks?
Oh, my gosh.
I love this stuff.
Hey, I will say this. You look at the Giants, though. They do have Eli Manning. They have Geno Smith and Shane Vereen as their 3rd quarterback. But they've got some pretty good receivers. They got a guy named Odell Beckham Jr., who is pretty darn good. They got Roger Lewis and Evan Ingram. Very, very good players. Good receiving core. Good for Sterling Shepard, another good receiver for that Giants team.
Man, Saquon Barkley, again, as a guy that you can plug in right away. Kind of like Ezekiel Elliott with the Cowboys. They plugged him in right away. He hit the ground running. Now, Saquon Barkley's a littler guy. In fact, they were just comparing him to Barry Sanders, who was like a pinball machine when he was playing with the Detroit Lions. I'm just stunned. I'm stunned that Baker Mayfield went number 1, and now I'm stunned that Sam Darnold's still on the board as we go to number 3 with the Jets, because I thought, again, like a episode of Lost, what I thought was happening is not happening. I thought if Sam Darnold was on the board at number 2 for the Giants,
it would take
how do you pass up on a possible franchise quarterback to succeed Eli Manning? They didn't. They still went with the running back. So Eli Manning, I guess, is safe for now.
He is safe for now, and I think they're banking on, getting a few more years out of him. Saquon Barkley is he's a back similar. I wouldn't say in the same. Reggie Bush was a great running back, but Saquon Barkley is just a little bit stronger, lower body strength, unmatched to anybody in college football as a back. Probably the best football player in the draft. True football player.
Unbelievable. Let's do this, Greg Holla. Let's hold on for one more pick. The Jets are coming up at number 3. As soon as they announce their pick, we'll talk about it just for a moment, and then we'll take another break. So when we come back, we can get number 4. Because I'm dying to hear what the Cleveland Browns do at number 4. I kind of get the hunch now. Jeff, it wasn't in our prediction. I kind of get the hunch that they might go with Chubb out of NC State. They got their quarterback. Saquon Barkley's off the board. Now they might go with a defensive player. I got a feeling Chubb could be at number 4 now.
And that was our guess yesterday, but who knows with the Browns?
So let's do some math just real quick as we kind of reshuffle our predictions from a day ago. Who do you think now goes to the Jets at 3? I think it's Sam Darnold. Let me tell you what I think. I think Darnold goes 3 now to the Jets. I think Chubb goes to the Browns at 4, and I think Josh Rosen goes to the Broncos at 5.
I think Allen is going to go to the Jets. I think they're going to go with the big
You think
arm.
they're going to go Josh Allen?
I think they're going to go Josh Allen, and then I'm telling you what. If this is the case, then the Denver Broncos are going to get themselves a pretty darn good quarterback.
If that happens, they'll have the choice between Darnold and Rosen.
Yes, they will.
Crazy.
If it goes to Allen, it's going to come down to Darnold and Rosen. for the Denver Broncos.
Well, if you're stuck in your car around the Inland Empire, the 10, the 91, the 60, the 15, the 215, we appreciate you listening to the Inland Sports Show. We're brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods. More than 40 years in the Inland Empire, bringing you all of your sporting gear needs and Letterman's jackets, baseball bats, helmets. They got it all, cleats. Ken Sporting Goods in Horsetown, USA, Norco. Go check them out. So the Jets are on the clock. Oh, the pick is in. The New York Jets have made their selection, and now we're just moments away. Jeff, have they made their pick?
He's getting ready to walk up, my friends.
Roger Goodell is headed to the podium as the New York Jets have the number 3 overall pick. Again, Josh Allen is on the board. Sam Darnold is on the board. Josh Rosen is on the board. What will the Jets do at number 3?
It's going to be a quarterback. It's
got to be a QB.
And I will say
think it's Sam Darnold. I think it's Sam Darnold.
I'm going to go Allen because I want to throw a monkey wrench in, and I want to see who the Denver Broncos are going to draft at quarterback.
Again, with Barkley going number 2, knowing that Darnold was still out there, I think there's NFL teams all over now scrambling because, again, Baker Mayfield going 1 threw everything off, and then the Giants sticking to their guns, really, going with Saquon Barkley at number 2. Now teams are scrambling. Here comes the commish, Roger Goodell, making his way to the floor.
As he walks up and slowly.
The Jets with the number 3 overall selection in the 2018 NFL Draft. The Jets select quarterback Sam Darnold out of USC.
Oh!
Wow. I know Greg's mad. Holla's not excited about that. But the New York Jets just struck gold. They got USC quarterback Sam Darnold. In fact, the Jets are probably thinking, how did we get Sam Darnold? How did he fall down to us at number 3? So now the Browns are coming up at 4. I said it before. Would they do something wacky and take another quarterback?
They better not. I'll tell you what, though.
It's going to be a QB or Chubb. They'll probably go defense. They'll probably go Chubb out of NC State. But let's take a break. When we come back, Sam Darnold to the Jets. The Browns are back on the clock at number 4. You're listening to the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
We're back to the Inland Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Pep Fernandez and Jeff Gorham.
Wow. Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. Roger Goodell is back at the podium. The Cleveland Browns have selected at number 4 in the NFL draft cornerback Denzel Ward out of The Ohio State.
Wow!
Oh,
man!
Gosh.
What a Brown move!
I thought if they went defense, I thought it was going to be Chubb.
Why would you not go Chubb?
Wow.
That's a C minus draft pick right there.
Chubb is a defensive lineman. They were going to bookend him with Myles Garrett, last year's number 1 overall pick by the Cleveland Browns, and really give him a gruesome twosome up front. No, they go with the DB, the Buckeye out of Ohio State at number 4. So now that means the Broncos can pick
Chubb,
well, Rosen, Josh Allen, Chubb.
Oh,
I'm blown away, Jeff. I'm not sure what to make of this. Now, don't get me wrong. Denzel Ward was one of the top players available in this NFL draft, the best defensive back out of the Ohio State. But I thought if they went defense, it was going to be Chubb.
Oh.
Because really, as much as I love my conspiracy theories, I really didn't think they were going to go 2 quarterbacks in the top 4. Although I would love to have seen it. I figured it wasn't going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to be Ward. I thought it was going to be Chubb out of NC State.
Denzel Ward, he's a little guy. He's only 5'11". He's a great, but he's projected to be the 6th pick. He goes a little earlier. He's a little smaller, but he's got that great quickness. He's very, very fluid, and he's really tough at tackling guys. He's got great burst speed. Wow, though. Little shock they wouldn't.
Big shocking news here on the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM. We're brought to you by Boost Performance Training. Athletes of all levels, please check out Boost Performance Training in Corona with their coach Ray Bass and his team. They bring a lot of experience, passion, and commitment to grooming great athletes. Check out the website, boosttrainingsystems.com. The strength and speed class is always free, that very first one. So go check out that first strength and speed class, see if you like it. So if you're sitting in a car, you're on your way home, listening to us in the NFL draft, I think you're probably as shocked as us. Let's recount the top 4 again, Jeff. The number 1 overall pick by the Cleveland Browns, quarterback Baker Mayfield. It was not Sam Darnold. At number 2, Saquon Barkley, the Penn State running back, going to the Giants. At number 3, now we see Sam Darnold's name. Sam Darnold, it will be the next quarterback of the New York Jets. At number 4, the Cleveland Browns had another selection. It just happened, and it's the Ohio State cornerback, Denzel Ward. So the Browns going with Ward and Baker Mayfield. Whew. Okay, the Broncos are now on the clock at number 5.
Well, here's the funny thing is, we talked about this draft. We thought maybe guys would try to trade up to get certain guys, get quarterbacks. But I'll tell you what, everything is kind of thrown out the window right now. When you get Ward, there's Chubb is on the board. You still have Allen. You have Rosen. You have Jackson. You have a lot of guys that are still up. I don't see anybody trading up to get quarterbacks because it's really just fallen into place.
I think behind the scenes, there's going to be a lot of teams scrambling at this point because it's not going according to plan. And again, but who really puts their plans out there for the entire public to know? A lot of these things are just hearsay. It's smoke screens. It's not really happening because, again, we all thought Sam Darnold was going number 1 this whole time. There was all these rumors and alleged reports in the last couple of days that said, you know what? The Browns kind of like Baker Mayfield. We're like, no. That's just rumors. Someone's trying to, get you off their scent. It's Sam Darnold. It's always been Sam Darnold. And sure enough, those rumors were correct. It was Baker Mayfield.
Well, I go back to that picture that he took yesterday when he was mimicking Brett Favre on his draft day. And I told you there was a sign. There was a bumper sticker in the room that said,
like in the background, right?
Yeah, I love the Cavs. And I hate to say it, and I'm a conspiracy theorist, but it sure looks like they knew, or he knew he was getting drafted. I'm sure somebody called him and said, hey, we're going to go with you. He had to have known.
Jeff believes in Bigfoot. He believes we didn't land on the moon.
We did.
He thinks the NBA is in cahoots with LeBron James.
They are.
And you think Baker Mayfield knew all along that he was going to Cleveland, and he subtly was letting everyone know in that Brett Favre picture he was going to Cleveland.
I honestly believe that was the case. I think they knew all along. I think that somebody had a big mouth in the Cleveland front office. There's just too much coincidence. Why would you put you love the Cavs if you weren't going to go there? It would have looked really bad. It would have backfired on him. But we've seen Baker Mayfield as the number one pick in the draft. Still a shock. I do love Baker Mayfield. He's my favorite college football player. I hope he can translate that to the NFL. We saw Johnny Football was the greatest, most dynamic college football quarterback in years. It didn't translate to the NFL, but you hope for once that the Browns did right by Baker Mayfield.
I actually think you're onto something. I'm buying in on that conspiracy theory that he subtly put in.
He seemed a little confident.
A little Cavaliers sign in the background. Do we have another pick in?
The pick is in!
Oh, here come the Denver Broncos with the 5th overall pick. Jeff, I think your video stream is ahead of mine. I'm going to let you announce this one because I'm curious. I think they're going to go quarterback here. Rosen or Josh Allen.
Here we go.
It's going to be a Josh.
It better be a Josh.
It better be a Josh. So the Denver Broncos on the is Goodell at the podium?
He is at the podium.
Let us know what's going on, Jeff. Hit us. I'm so excited. Let's do this.
Hold on. Why is he talking?
Oh, is there a trade? Don't tell me there's a trade. Jeff, my stream is frozen. Oh, they're having a patient from St. Jude make the selection for the Denver Broncos. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I like patience, and I like St. Jude, but give us the darn selection.
Are they doing it? My feed is frozen. I need you, Jeff. Help me.
I'm trying.
Help me, Jeff.
Come on, patient. Give us a sign.
I'm really mad at NFL right now. Their online digital platforms all frozen. Okay, shh, everyone be quiet. Denver Broncos with the number 5 overall pick.
Oh!
What?
The Denver Broncos select Bradley Chubb.
Chubb!
No quarterback for the Broncos.
Oh, man. They said, forget you, Josh Rosen. Forget you, Josh Allen. We're going with the defense. We're going with Bradley Chubb out of NC State. Unbelievable. Let's take our final break so we can get back, hopefully for another pick, maybe 2. We got to tell Mike Linscott, you got to hold on. We're going strong here on the NFL draft. We got Quakes baseball coming up in a little bit.
Unbelievable. The quarterbacks are dropping.
And I think Bronco fans are happy with that. So maybe they weren't big fans of Rosen or Josh Allen either. So
well, they get themselves a Terrell Suggs-like player in
They
Chubb.
do. So back-to-back defensive players selected here in the NFL draft. Let's take a break. When we come back, the Colts are on the board at number 6. Will Josh Rosen be a Colt?
Whoa!
Oh! We'll be back. It's the one and only Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE, 1350 AM.
We focus on the customer here. Believe it or not, that is the biggest thing for customers on an oil change. They just want the convenience of coming in, driving in, getting it done, and driving out. We just greet them, get them going, and they're done in about 10 minutes or so. We don't push any sales on them. We do the oil change, and I think that's what sets us apart is our customer service. Vacuumed and cleaned your windshield for you as well. Everything's looking pretty good. You come into us one time, believe me, we'll spoil you and you'll be ready to come back the next time.
God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
We're a small family-owned, strive for quality pre-owned vehicles. We're not a volume dealer, and we take every deal as personal to us. We're a low-stress environment. We're not a pressure sales house. If you want to shop us, you're more than welcome to shop us. We have, like I said, great rates, competitive financing, a lot of one-owner, clean Carfax, clean title vehicles. As you see, we have Carfax everywhere. That's most important to us, to educate our customers before they make a purchase. We're right off of Ontario, right off a couple exits off the 15 freeway, off Cajalco, off El Cerrito, and we're right on the main drag going into Dos Logos and the Crossings. We have great financing, we have great lenders that we're using. We do buy, sell, trade, cash for your car. Whatever we need to do to help accommodate the customer, that's what we're here for. We have a little bit of everything. We start at about $69.95 and go all the way up to $100,000. We have Escalades, we have commuters, we have pickup trucks, we have Jeeps, sport utilities, and if we don't have it, our specialty is finding you exactly what you're looking for.
Riverside.
I just wanted to say that I'm a nerd. And I'm here tonight to stand up for the rights of other nerds.
Now back to the Inland Sports Show. Here's Pep and Jeff.
Well, he's no Rudy, but he did play at Notre Dame, and he goes to the Colts with the 6th overall pick. the big offensive lineman, Quentin Nelson. Easily the best offensive lineman in this draft. They're even saying he's a potential Hall of Famer. Like, he's that good. He's a generational player. Like, you don't see a lot of Quentin Nelsons running around.
Yeah, he's the number one offensive lineman in the draft. He's 6'5", 325 pounds. And I will say this, Andrew Luck needs protection.
Oh.
It might be there. There's been a trade.
We've got a trade as the Buffalo Bills. See, the Bills aren't scheduled to select until the 12th pick, because right now number 7 is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but it looks like a deal is in the works.
Yes, they have. The Bills have moved up to 7.
They're gonna get their quarterback.
Yes,
is it Allen or is it Rosen? Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. We are brought to you by Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. The next time you're looking for a new car or truck, check out Catalano Motors in Corona off of Temescal Canyon Road. You can visit their website first, see what they got, CatalanoCars.com. They've got weekly specials, and you can save thousands of dollars at Catalano Motors in Corona. All right, so it's pick number 7 in the NFL draft. It looks like we've got a trade as the Buffalo Bills have moved up to number 7 and a deal with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Jeff, I'm going to assume they're going to take a quarterback right here, but will it be Josh Rosen or Josh Allen?
Who the heck knows who it'll be? But all I know is I'm cramping like crazy watching this draft.
Are you okay over there?
I am cramping. It looks like Tampa Bay is no longer going to be a first round. They're not going to have a first round pick in this draft this year.
Well, they didn't say they had the number 7 pick. Tampa Bay didn't need a quarterback. Jameis Winston's still their guy. I mean, he hasn't really taken off, I think, like they wanted him to. But he's still a really good quarterback, and he's young. They've got to ride it out a little bit longer with Jameis Winston. So I'm not surprised Buffalo moved up with still at least 2, maybe 3 great quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson still out there as well. Mason Rudolph, if you want to throw his name out there. But really, the 2 quarterbacks that are still in play, I think, at this point in the draft is going to be Josh Rosen or Josh Allen. It's going to happen.
Yeah, and I would venture to say they're going to go with Josh Rosen.
I kind of think so too. It says the pick is in for the Buffalo Bills, so we're awaiting the official announcement from Commissioner Goodell. So the Browns go Baker Mayfield at 1. The Giants then select Saquon Barkley, the running back out of Penn State, followed by Sam Darnold to the Jets. The Browns then take Denzel Ward, the DB from Ohio State. The Broncos at number 5 go defense with Bradley Chubb out of NC State. And then moments ago, the Colts at number 6 going with the top offensive lineman in the draft out of Notre Dame, Big Quentin Nelson. Here comes the Bills selection. Roger Goodell is at the podium. Will it be Josh Rosen from UCLA? And the Bills select with the number 7 pick that they just made the trade for to move up, Josh Allen out of Wyoming.
Rosen falling fast.
You know, a lot of people had question marks about Josh Rosen. It's really hard to gauge how big or small those question marks are because teams really don't reveal, not all of their true feelings because they don't want other teams to know what they're thinking. So apparently Josh Rosen, people had concerns, and now it's coming to fruition here as we are now 7 picks into the NFL draft. Baker Mayfield's off the board in terms of quarterbacks. Mayfield's gone. Sam Darnold's gone. Josh Allen is now gone to the Bills at number 7. So the next pick is the Bears at 8, followed by the 49ers and the Raiders. Jeff, I don't think any of those teams are going quarterback. I think Josh Rosen out of UCLA, he's going to be a Miami Dolphin. I think he's going to go at 11. I think he's going to be on the Miami Dolphins.
Well, I think the next pick you have to kind of go with, you got to go with the outside linebacker, Raquan Smith out of Georgia. I bet he is the next pick.
Because the Bears select, they just got Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they're going to go with another young quarterback. They've got their guy. They got him last year in the draft out of North Carolina. The Bears have 8. The 49ers are at number 9 and the Raiders at 10. So we're talking about Trubisky, Jimmy Garoppolo with the 49ers, Derek Carr with the Raiders at 10. Why take another young quarterback? They're not going to do it. The Dolphins are there at 11. Ryan Tannehill's their quarterback, but he hasn't been sensational. He's been okay.
He's been a solid guy, but he hasn't taken them to the next level for sure.
So the trade that the Bills made to move up to number 7 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers brings in Josh Allen out of Wyoming with the number 7 overall pick.
Well, I hope he likes playing in some cold.
Unbelievable. So right now the Bears are on the clock. We've only got another minute or two here on the Inland Sports Show. We're going to turn it over to Fox Sports, and then we got the Quakes coming up at 6:50. It's another Thirsty Thursday out there at Lone Mart Field as Rancho Cucamonga is taking on the Stockton Ports once again. Jeff, you and I will be back in studio tomorrow at 3 o'clock to size up the entire first round of the NFL draft, and we'll also look ahead to the second and third rounds, which will take place on Friday. I know you're going to Infinity War to go see the Avengers.
I am going to go.
You're going to miss all this. I can't put the NFL draft down. I love this.
I am going to spoil, and I mean that.
You better not spoil Infinity War.
I'm going to spoil Infinity Wars tomorrow, and then I'm going to spoil because we're going to have the whole second round will be tomorrow during the day, so we'll get a lot of we'll know where pretty much everybody is by this time tomorrow.
So we've got about one more minute in the show. I was hoping we're going to sneak in the Bears selection at number 8. We still might. But so the big shocker here, Baker Mayfield going off the top, number 1 overall to the Browns. The Giants sticking to their guns. They went with the running back. They went with Saquon Barkley. They could have got Sam Darnold. They still went with the running back, and now Darnold falls all the way to 3, but he slides back to number 3 to the Jets. The Jets struck gold, I believe, with Sam Darnold. Again, it's hard to prognosticate at this point because these guys are still so young. And now Josh Allen to the Bills. Josh Rosen still out there. I think he's going to be on the Dolphins, but we'll find out probably the next half hour or so. We'll talk about it tomorrow, 3 o'clock, right here. Can't believe what's happening.
Crazy stuff, my man.
It's the one and only and your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show on Fox Sports IE 1350 AM. Quakes baseball coming up in about 50 minutes.